What's up, everybody? Teen Sensation Billy Tucci here, and we've got a fantastic show for you all tonight. What we're going to be doing is showcasing the Bros' very first professional work. We'll be reviewing it. Each bro is going to get about 15, 20 minutes. We'll go through the pages, go through the book, and cringe a little bit, I guess, and laugh and comment on it. And I just think this is fun, something going back since all of us have been doing this for over 30 years. Someone like Graham has been doing this for 40 years, I think. It's amazing since he was only 12 years old. So there is hope for you kiddies out there when he first got his first comic book work. But I want to thank everyone for joining me. Vaughn Coleman, what's happening? Of course, Joe Bernardo, the biggest Bros fan there is. Mr. Paul Taylor, good to see you. Robert Doan, just call me insane. Mike likes tacos. Good to see you again. And Dr. Mass, Retro Elixir, Bell Winters, Andy Smith is in the house. Cigar Gangsta, Chris Thacker, Aaron Lopresti, Graham Nolan. Can we get a hashtag WUH? Can we get a hashtag what? Let's get a hashtag what for the Bros. Jav Style, great to see you. L.E. Frog Capo, Fraga Boom, Andy Smith. The great Dan Genovese, Glitch. Oh, my God. We got a cornucopia of coolness out here today. So let's go. And shit, I didn't do my regular introduction. I like to talk a little bit. Like today is, what's today? Tuesday, the 16th of April in the year of our Lord, 2024. So let's do some bros.
Whoa.
Dang. What's up, bro?
I think you ran that.
I was a little disappointed with the background. Here you asked us for pictures. We sent you pictures, and now it's a bunch of babies.
Oh, don't you worry, old chum.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know which one of those babies is Aaron, though. Actually, you got it right under the one that I thought was Aaron, the one on the side.
With 7 fingers?
Yeah, I was going to say the AI baby with the messed up hand. I saw
the AI baby.
Yeah, how disturbing is that? They got club feet.
Like this.
Whipper hands.
Like we're watching Todd Browning's
thalidomide babies,
Yeah.
I saw a meme. It was like two girls eating pizza, and they're like, if you squint, you can see.
Oh,
look at those fingers, man!
Aaron on the right.
Oh my God!
Aaron, that is you now.
Oh my God!
And
the toes
disappears underneath the other kid's shirt.
That is literally the claw. That's a lobster hands.
So the kid, the second one from the right, has got 3 arms. He's got 2 hands holding the comic and 1 arm going off to the other.
Oh yeah! Look at that! Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So disgusting. So
yeah,
disgusting.
but anyway, it's Keanu Reeves. It says if you squint at these 2 girls eating pizza, you'll see Keanu Reeves, and you do. But you realize when you look at this image, it's all AI generated because there's like hands coming out of nowhere, and there's like pizza everywhere, and it's like everything is perfectly placed just to make Keanu Reeves' face. And it's like, oh, come on, this is cheating. This isn't even fair.
No, come on. You have to be a real artist to manipulate AI.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah.
You have to type in those instructions accurately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, we're going to have some fun tonight, guys. I figure, speaking of horrifying art, hey, even AI's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
In a few weeks, there'll be Ape and Frazetta. and creating
That's
new
right.
Frazetta paintings. Scary enough.
I imagine somebody's already doing that. Yeah.
Oh, someone's trying. And then, what was that one guy? Remember that one guy said, I've worked real hard on this AI art. Press it. How many buttons he pressed?
Oh, yeah.
What he add? He switched the words around.
My favorite is like it's the Mona Lisa, and it's like a behind the scenes photograph of her working with Leonardo da Vinci. Like it really happened, but it's all AI generated. And you look at it and you go, oh, wait a minute.
Right. Old Tail has a good one here, right here. The 5,000 lost Frazetta drawings. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They'll all pop up.
I figure we have some fun. I've been going down memory lane a bit with my new book that's out, the 30th anniversary of She #1 original art edition, and notice that looking at it and you cringe a little bit, but there really is that as I've said last time, I think we've all gotten far better storytelling wise. Draftsmanship has improved, but there was just something so special about that passion and the hunger that we had wanting to break into comics. And I thought how great of this would be a treat for all to share our first work, our first published work. So I guess we can go around the horn here, starting with the one and only this man. Hang on. And there's a little blast from the past photo.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Oh, yeah. So that's how we're going to do this.
I see how
That's
you're
how we're going to do this.
Ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Andy Smith.
Yeah. And my brother.
And his brother,
yeah.
circa. Does your brother still have his hair?
Yeah, he's adopted. So, that's why there's no family resemblance. Whoever his real parents are, he's like George Clooney. He's got a big, thick head of gray hair now. So
what are you doing with your arm there? It looks a little fey.
Yeah.
What is
my brother, Art.
AI? Say it's AI.
No, not the one around
the
one around your brother. The other.
Oh, he's leaning against something there. You got your
I'm
elbow
leaning
up,
against the post. That is that's the closest I could find. That's in Orlando. That's probably about 6 months after I started, 6-7 months after. But close.
It looks like you might have a gimp arm, like it's really short.
Yeah, no, it's just back, Art. Yeah.
Wow. You haven't even shown his comic yet, and Art's already just ripping it.
I know.
The reason
I'm
doing this is preemptive because I know as soon as my image goes on, you guys
saw it, and I was like, where'd Art get that picture from?
Yeah, look at it. And the days when we would all tuck our shirts in.
That's right. That's right.
So, anyway, let's start with you, Andy Smith. If you can give the fans out there, let them know what your first book was.
Okay, so I'll share the screen, but I'll tell, and then you can share, I guess.
Sure.
It was Justice League Quarterly #5. This was right around the time Justice League was still blowing up with Keith Giffen and those guys, and it had the humorous bent on things and whatnot. And it was #5, and I think I did 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I only did 5 issues. And like it said, it came out every quarter. So the thing is, after I drew like 12 pages, it was like, here's the next one. So I had so many in the can because it was a quarterly book. And then because of that, it allowed me to draw the Green Lantern Annual, which was 56 pages in between.
What year are we talking here?
This is 91.
1990.
Yeah, it wasn't right out because my first work never saw print. It was a issue of Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I wish mine
was an inventory. It was an inventory issue. So yeah, it was Suicide Squad. It was an inventory issue with John Ostrander, and you know how they go. They throw those in a drawer, so if a deadline's ever running late, they can pull it out and print it. But they never needed to print it. So that was the first job. So that took me probably because I started like right as soon as I graduated the Thibert school. So I started in May on that, finished that sometime in June, and then probably started this in July or August. So, but there you go. But yeah, I mean, you can share the screen now.
Yeah, let's share. Let's share.
So yeah, it was
Smith, the great Andy Smith. And what did you got here, buddy?
So it was a 12-page job, and for those that were familiar with Keith Giffen and Kevin McGuire's and J.M. DeMatteis, I believe, wrote it. Justice League. This is how I think it was the first issue started, except it was Guy Gardner sitting at the table saying something kind of snarky.
Does that say Kevin Dooley? Did Kevin Dooley write this?
He sure did.
Kevin Dooley,
That's
Andy
funny.
Smith, Carlos Barton. So you did not ink your
No,
first.
Garzon. Carlos Garzon was the
Garzon.
inker on it.
Oh, okay.
And Carlos
You know
used
what?
to assist.
I loved his inks over Mike Mignola on Cosmic Odyssey. That's the same Carlos Garzon.
Oh
right?
yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And
I thought
he
that was
inked,
really good.
He helped out Al Williamson back in the day as well.
Right.
Yeah, that guy had some
So-
chops.
Did you draw
Yeah, it's
that?
funny. I haven't
in
looked
the
at this
table?
job in forever. And actually looking through it, I'm like, oh, those inks aren't as bad as I thought they were.
Oh, were you like
you
disappointed?
didn't like
You're
him in the beginning?
Because you're this.
What's
young,
that?
You didn't like
You're
him in the
disappointed
beginning.
because you're this young.
No,
firebrand.
when I saw what he did, I wasn't, because it's not like I had a say in the matter. Brian Augustin was the editor.
Yeah.
And Kevin's the writer, and he's like, Carlos is inking it. And I'm like, okay. I don't even think I knew who Carlos was, honestly. And I knew about Cosmic Odyssey, but I just didn't put the two and two together. And I remember seeing him, and I was just like, oh, because I knew what my pencils looked like. It's your first job, and he didn't really stray. It was just the interpretation of stuff, that I was like, oh. But like I said, looking at it now. But man, I tell you what, for a 12-page job, I know we obviously don't have all night with 6 of us. Kevin wrote almost 7 panels on every page.
Oh
Wow.
God!
He
Look at all that
filled.
dialogue.
Oh my God!
That's
And
a
it was
writer
full.
that's unsure of himself.
Yeah,
Dude,
they say the rookie mistake is overwriting. This is
Was
definitely
this
overwritten.
Kevin's first writing assignment too?
I have no idea, but it was full script, and I'm like, oh my God! There's like 7 panels on every page. What in the hell is going on? I was hoping to do like Suicide Squad with John Ostrander was different. It was bigger and more open. I mean, there were 5-panel pages, 4-panel pages.
Writer.
But so move on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, another 7-panel page, and it's a team book
Yeah.
or a team story because it was the Global Guardians. And every panel, he was just like, and we've got all these characters in this panel, and all these characters, just like,
Oh
Jesus.
my God!
That,
And they
that's
all
a
talk
writer
at the
that
same
doesn't
time.
understand the visual impact that the art has to have.
yeah.
It's a good thing Kevin Dooley wasn't an editor at DC Comics.
It's a good
Oh
thing.
wait,
I had a script
Yo.
from Shooter drawing the Legion. Holy crap. That's the same thing. Oh, it was later, much later in my career, it was just before I started Wonder Woman. It was a fill-in before Wonder Woman got started. But Judas freaking Priest is like 8 characters in every panel, tons of dialogue. You're just going, yeah.
well, look, another 7-panel page, guys.
Yeah.
Another 7-panel page. And I'm just like, even on my first job going into the business, or second job, technically, first it's off print, after going to the keyboard school, I'm like, you just did a splash page, and right now we're on page 4, 3 7-panel pages in a row. Have you heard of breaking things up? Have you heard of rhythm?
That's a pretty cool ship, though.
Yeah, I don't know if I made it up or not. I honestly don't remember. It's been so long.
It looks like it would have been a toy, like it made of styrofoam with one of those slingshot things where you just send that sucker off right into
Look,
your
it's got
friend's
a
eye.
beak. I like the beak, though, Andy.
Yeah, little hawk.
It's got and I just noticed, it's funny looking back, I just noticed the color mistake too, right in this negative space on the tail fin. It
Oh,
should be
yeah.
yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the wing should be here too, yellow.
Is it too
Oh,
late
yeah.
to do anything about that?
Yeah, I think it is. I don't think it's ever going to make it into a trade paperback. Oops, let me go back.
Some good
So
stuff.
then, okay,
man.
so 7 panels. Let's see how many are on the next page. 1,
Hey,
2,
is that
3,
Japanese
4.
guy
Oh,
with? Is that the guy? Is the guy with the rising sun? Is he Japanese?
Of
yes.
Yeah, I never saw that coming, huh?
Yeah. Yeah,
But
but dude,
karate
these characters are really old. Like that character with the Rising Sun dates back to shoot, I'm trying to remember how long ago, but good 20 years or so. And I like the Global Guardians. You know, I wasn't fond of the fact of, you know, having to draw a horse on my first job out. But hey, it's only 4 panels, so I got to kind of open it up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice flat coloring. And the thing about this too is obviously I got it offline, so the paper digital is really white, but I mean it was newsprint. So, you know, it had that yellow.
Now, who are
brownish
these guys? The Guardians, whatever they are. What Global
thing.
Guardians?
They're the Global Guardians.
They're kind of like the.
Do I know their
Lantern
names?
Corps.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to get this. I'm trying to get some conversation going here.
Yeah, I don't know their names.
Why does that chick have really long hair? Is that her thing? Like, does she fly with her hair?
Yes, she can.
What's her name?
You don't know her name.
She's like Medusa. She fights with her hair.
Now that I'm thinking of it, I was on a podcast yesterday with someone doing an interview, and they asked me if I ever made up characters. And now that I think of it, I think I made up all these characters back here.
Are they tiny? Are they tiny characters?
No, they're in the
I
desert.
like-
It looks like that guy's holding them up.
Yeah, I like the butt shots.
Wait, which
in
guy?
Panel 3.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah,
And they
flanking
come-
butt shots.
Great word balloon placement too, right over.
Yeah,
you know,
right over
The good parts.
right over. God forbid you pop it into the panel above it.
Welcome,
Way to
Global
go, Kevin
Guardians.
Dooley.
We protect Lower Plixa.
Yeah.
I am
So-
Volto. I
Which
like
one are you reading?
I like the hooker girl. Is that her name? Good Time.
Yeah, good time.
Good.
Good time. And then I love this guy. What's this guy's name? Oh, this guy's name is Rapper.
Right. Ranger. He looks like Ranger Bob.
He does, doesn't he?
Zulog. Hey, well, you know, if there's ever a Particle Man and Good Time take on the world, hopefully you get some good royalties from that.
The lettering on that's bad
man.
because Good Time is the guy. Mover and Shaker's the girl.
Oh,
But it
Wait,
fits.
hold on. There's
It
that.
fits.
That's
No, bad
Compass.
lettering.
This is
Yeah.
the Sensitizer, the third one.
Is it?
Wait, no.
No.
This is a Volvo.
Yes.
The who?
And then the
The
first
Vol-
one
he's
is
a
A
Volvo.
Volvo.
Evolvo?
Right here, a
I think you said
Volvo.
Volvo.
BMW
This
is
is
already
Compass
taken.
next to him.
Compass is here. The
Right.
Sensitizer's here.
Good,
Good
time.
time is the
The dude.
the manly Rachel Maddow type with red
Yeah.
hair,
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a chick.
which means Mover and Shaker's the whore looking
Yes.
type. Particle Man, okay, Particle Man, Rapper, and Zoolog.
Yeah,
There you
Particle
go.
Man's the one with the big schlong.
Rapper looks like a forest.
Those are his
ranger or
feet,
something.
Billy.
Smokey
Oh,
the Bear.
sorry.
Yeah, he does look like a far stranger, doesn't he?
He
Yeah, with
does,
that hat.
Well, you didn't color him.
The desensitizer.
Yeah, I didn't
is
make the
awesome.
colors up. What's that, Dan?
But I love the desensitizer.
I do
All
too.
right.
That's
Let's
a
see how
great
many-
villain's name.
It is. It just makes
Let's see what happens.
everything more palatable. More palatable.
Why were backup stories so stupid back in the day? It's like
They're great figures.
why
though,
weren't you
Because
given
the A-list
something-
writers didn't write them, Aaron.
Well, and it's not a backup. Remember, this is Justice League Quarterly, so it's an anthology book. Every
So there's
story
no
was like 12
excuse.
pages.
This is the best story they could come up with.
Oh my god! So they attack those people who just welcomed them.
What's his name?
They
Yeah,
were
and once
really-
again, guys, I don't know if you're paying attention. Back to 7 panels.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You know what, Andy? You worked this though. Those are great figures.
Yeah.
That's 8.
it-
1, 2, 3.
You know,
4, 5, 6, 7, yeah.
it's 6 panels.
You got some nice
No, it's
storytelling
7.
stuff going on.
1,
Where's the
2,
seventh
3,
panel?
4,
Oh, yeah,
5, 6,
he's right
7.
there. 7. Yep.
Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that okay. That one. My bad eyes. The second that third row. Those two look like.
And here's the
one.
funny thing on this chick. I think
Yeah.
I do remember making them up. Now, this was supposed to be flesh right here.
Ah,
Ooh,
dirty
yeah.
dog.
And they colored it this greenish color because they were probably like, oh, that's too risque.
It's mesh, bro. But
Yeah,
then you
bro.
have what's her?
You have
face?
the other one that's got.
Have a
got it all
chair
hanging
from a
on.
house nearby.
These are great
I know.
figures, Andy. These are
Grandma
great.
sitting in that chair, and she just.
Oh, I appreciate
Wow.
that, Dan, but you're too kind.
No,
What
I'm not
year is
being
this,
too
Andy?
kind. This is
91?
great.
Yeah.
91. Okay.
Look at that Neil
91.
Adams panel there. The third panel. It's a Neil Adams shot right there.
This? Wait.
Where he's
Where?
holding the knife. Panel 3.
Oh, I
Oh,
can
he's got
see
a
that.
Oh, that one. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, that looks more Gil Kane to me.
Well, the execution looks caney, but I think the setup is Neil Adams, don't you? What do you think, Andy? You drew it.
Yeah.
Another,
Who did you rip
could
off,
be.
Andy?
Another. I just see another coloring mistake. That's his chin right here.
Wait a minute.
Dude, there's a coloring mistake. I'm going to back it up because I have to, because I noticed right here, this triangle area between his arm and the side is supposed to be the back of the chair.
But
Right.
the reflection has it
Doesn't
though.
that stuff drive you nuts?
Dude, negative space stuff like that drives me insane.
Yeah.
It literally does. Because I'm
Dude,
just like,
you're-
why is that green?
Yeah, you
And
would
like
think
Dan
Tom
said-
McGraw would have done a better job, being
He
paid
probably
$15
colored it in
a
an
page.
afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, true. All right, let's get back to this.
He didn't
This
cut the ruby
titillizing
lith out of
story.
that corner.
Yep.
What's that?
He didn't cut the ruby lith out of that corner.
That's right.
That's right. All right, so anyhow, let's
No,
move
go
on.
back. Can you go back? Go back 2 panels and one more. What's the guy saying on the bottom right? If you zoom in,
This
yeah.
He's introducing them.
whoever
Whoever
thought
thought
up your
the
group
lamos?
name,
Is
thought
he
up
English?
your hero names, Lamo. Yeah, he must be.
Whoever thought,
Your hero name's Lamo.
yeah,
Whoever
whoever
thought-
thought up your group name,
Yeah.
thought up your arrow names, Lamo.
Your Lamo. Whoever thought,
There you go.
whoever thought up your group name thought it up your hero names.
So would that be Kevin Dooley making fun of himself?
I don't know. Is he British?
Mm,
No, I don't think he was.
But he did come up with the names.
Oh,
that's right. All right, so let's go.
Yeah, good
1, 2,
panel,
3, 4, 5, 6 panels. A reprieve.
Look
Uh,
at all the real estate you have to work with.
yeah. So Particle Man's giving it to
What's
whatever
all
this
that
guy's name is. I
dialogue?
don't know. I can't remember. And yeah, she's got the long
This
hair,
is
so she
really
can
good,
do
though.
that.
Your draftsmanship is really good. Your
yeah,
drawing is
for a
really
first
good.
job.
Really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. It's very solid. That 3/4 rear on the last panel, 3/4 rear, that's a hard one to do. Early
Yeah,
on.
my first job looks like a 12-year-old drew it
Me too. Me too.
with an eye patch
Yeah.
on. Hey, is
I
that
appreciate
wait a
it.
minute? The chick with the hair, is that good, an early stage of Godiva, or is that somebody different?
It could be. Well, hold on. Hold on. I'm going to go back real quick, just because they do introduce everybody. I think.
Right there.
I mean,
You mean with all
they
the
should at
work
some
done?
point.
Okay, yeah, let's see their names.
Well, I don't. Oh wait,
Safe space.
Bushmaster,
Bush.
Godiva.
Face.
I hope her name isn't Bushmaster.
Oh my! Oh
No, that's the guy on the
It is
left.
Okay.
Godiva.
Bushmaster,
Yeah, Godiva.
Godiva.
Bushmaster's the guy that has the
Impala.
Australian accent.
Oh, he has an
Wu-Tang.
Aussie accent.
This is
Olympian.
Impala, I guess.
Yeah, because I drew Godiva in New 52 Justice League International.
I love her chocolate.
This is philosopher, Olympian, whose face is cut off because
they
that's good.
chopped off that. Oh my
Oh,
god,
God.
that's terrible.
Oh, that's Rising Sun. It's
Oh.
Rising Sun.
Okay. Yeah.
Why does he look like Tony Stark?
Yeah.
He's the Japanese Tony Stark.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Oh no, this is the Huntsman right here. So this is Olympian. This is the Huntsman whose head is cut off. And then this is who's this dude?
So the
I wanna-
huntsman is the guy that looks like a Viking in the second panel. Is that him?
Yeah, that's the Huntsman.
He's eating a mutton chop or whatever.
The turkey leg.
Turkey leg.
Yeah. Which he has here in the first panel. So it's not like it came out of nowhere. It's just the
You
end of
can't
it's
see it.
colored wrong and you can't
Colored
see his
wrong.
face.
Isn't this a classic Stan Lee to Jack Kirby job? It's like puts dialogue all over the faces of the characters. It's like, dude, just edit yourself. Just a few lines.
It's complete disregard. Yeah.
That is so bad.
Well,
I mean,
it's not
they
like
could've
they
had-
all have to go across the top.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Unless
the
you work,
letterer?
if you work for Mike Carlin, all the lettering has to go across the top.
He doesn't
Oh.
let you float any down below, huh?
He doesn't really like it. Yeah.
I sort of agree with that.
I go
do it
crazy
now.
when it fits.
If you can.
All right,
if
so here we
you
go. So this
you know,
was
quit it.
page 7. So they're just going after each other there. Let's see, page 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 panels. See, he made up for the 6 from the
Wow.
previous page.
That
Who does
chick
this guy think he is? Alan Moore?
No, Chris Claremont. Like long shots.
Dude, I don't know how about you guys, but this literally is bringing back visuals in my head, drawing this stuff just like, God, 8 panels. Come on.
Scar tissue.
Think of it, Andy, as the crucible that you went through. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You
went
did
through
it.
right?
You did a
on day
good
one
job
and
with
you
your.
came out the other side.
You did a good job with your layouts and your storytelling, though, man.
Yeah, considering
was-
all the
this
shit
was
you had to work around.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Difficult.
thank you. So yeah, so let's move on. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think he thought 7 was his lucky number. It wasn't mine.
Look at that, 6 and 7.
is a
You could have
chick.
worked in a lot more dialogue.
Yeah.
I know.
How
The
did he
swinger,
blow that
whatever is a
opportunity?
chick.
No, allow me to show you your greatest pleasure. Indeed. Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
It's George Takei in glasses.
Oh, I want to thank the
That's right.
286 people that have to endure this script along with it. Thank you.
I know.
Please smash the like button. Dude, I'm
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 again.
Oh,
So,
wow.
keeping it up.
Is he going to kiss that guy?
Yeah, I was wondering what's going on there.
Why doesn't he have a face?
Let's see.
This guy.
Let's see. He says, if you hadn't annexed by Leah all this, wait, Belia annexed Lower Pluxa. What are you saying?
I
I'm
don't
saying maybe
know.
we should talk. But before we untangle our politics, we have other untangling to do.
What?
Wow.
Wait a
chicka,
minute.
Bow, bow.
See, because they're all tangled.
Nice.
Oh, look, it's a
Hair.
hard grass right here.
I think that's a core draft variant cover right there.
Yeah.
There needs to be more blood.
That rap guy in the bottom's like, shit, don't untangle me from this whitey chick.
Yeah. Why are you on top?
The
That's
rapper
my
guy.
job.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
And then page 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 6. So only 6 here.
He lightened up, but he I'd give you a lot
Look
of
at that. He spread one word balloon over 2 panels. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, see, I know the story, so I know what the last page is.
Yeah.
And I think it's well, now I'm saying I think it's a splash page. But
Lucky.
yeah, so basically they go back to confront each other's country's leader to basically be like, hey, you set us up. What the hell? You had us fighting each other when really you guys should be in the ring fighting.
Again, really good figures, man.
yeah,
That's
really.
not an easy shot. That's not an easy shot to pull off.
Well,
How
there it
much
is.
did the anchor change, Andy? That you said you were upset with it.
It wasn't that he changed anything. It just came down to more line weight stuff. He's a pen guy,
Yeah.
and I was a brush guy. Even at the Thibert school, I would use a brush. So the stuff when I inked it myself would be a little heavier on the outlines, and the feathering might be a little lighter or a little more delicate. It was just that he was a pen guy. He didn't really change anything. Like he didn't redraw anything. It was the interpretation of some of the rendering. And I mean, you know how it is. Your first job, I didn't like labor over the stuff like all the individual feathering lines in the pencils, but I just had a vision in my head of what I guess I would have done if I inked it. That's all.
Yeah,
You know
well,
what it is? It's expectations, man. Because
That's
you think
exactly
it's
right.
You think it's magic time, right? It's like,
Mhm.
okay, this guy's gonna just polish the hell out of this. He's a professional. You know, this is gonna look great. Because one of my early jobs, Pablo Marcos inked it, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's done so many great stuff, great work and everything, and he's gonna make me look so good. And then I got the pages back. I was like, oh my gosh, this is horrible.
Oh,
And
Yep.
I'm trying to remember. It was, and then I think it was it might have been the second job I took over inking myself, because I know I did 5 total. Brad Vincata inked one because we were friends and stuff, and I was like, dude, I'd much rather have you ink it than.
Yeah,
I think Brad inked the second job.
Yeah, I made a decision. I was like, if somebody's gonna hack my work, it's gonna be me.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, and then I took over and started inking myself. But that's it. It was just a 12-pager.
Do you recall your first store signing?
Yeah, I do. It was in Orlando. I can't remember the name of the shop right off the top of my head, but I was there with I think his name was Tom Joyner. He wrote a book called Hammerlock that was Chris Sprouse's first gig at it might not have been his first gig because it was a limited series, so it might have been like, because I know Chris started right around the same time and he did a couple one-offs and then he did this mini series, and I believe his name was Tom Joyner, and he was at the store too because he lived in the area.
You know, going back to the
But when was that though? Just real quick. I'm sorry, Dan.
It was it was 92.
For this book, your first this book, or
no, it wasn't for this. It was probably after a few of these were out, and maybe when the Green Lantern Annual was out as well the following year. So it was 92.
Okay.
So I was still living in Florida. I know that. So
very
so
cool.
Yep. That was
Very
it.
cool. Now, how did you get your job? If you're living in Florida, how did you get a job working for DC?
Oh, well, I got the job when I was still at the Thibert school in spring. So I graduated in May, but I got the job, I think, in March when I, took a trip up to DC from the Thibert school and was, showing the stuff. And Dan Raspler, well, Dan was the one that gave me the job for the Suicide Squad. So when I graduated, I moved back home to Maryland. I started on the Suicide Squad job, living at my parents' house, and I drew that whole job there because I can remember going to Kinko's to get photocopies made and put them in FedEx to mail up. And then what I did was, for the last few pages of the Suicide Squad job, I actually hand delivered those to New York, to DC, because it was only like a 3.5-4 hour drive. And I did it so I could, basically show the stuff around and, line something else up. And that's when I got this gig from Brian Augustin. And he said it would be a regular thing in Justice League Quarterly. So when I moved back or drove back to Maryland, I basically, I had friends in Orlando. So I picked up and moved to Orlando. And then when I was sending these pages up, Kevin Dooley, the writer of this, was the editor of Green Lantern, and he gave me the Green Lantern Annual #1 job to work on while I was doing this, because, once again, these were only 12 pages and it was quarterly. So working in that 56 pager for an annual that wasn't coming out until the following summer wasn't a big deal. So you're muted.
Muted, Billy.
Did you draw on your high school art table when you did it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think when I moved up to the Thibert school, I don't think they supplied art tables. So I'm pretty sure I took my art table up to the Thibert school, which was, the wooden type. That's just kind of the one I have now.
Wait a minute. It was a school that didn't have
No. Not in the school they did, but
okay.
At your apartment or wherever you were living, you had to have an art table, of course.
That's a pretty chintzy art school. If they didn't give you,
the least of what they could supply you with is a
no.
You had to bring your own teachers too.
Yeah,
that's right. So no. I moved up there and I took the wooden art table I had. It was kind of like the one Kirby had, that type of wooden table, which is, I've got a bigger one than that now, but it's the same wooden type. And that was in my bedroom at where I was living. And then, moved it back down into the spare bedroom in my parents' house. And
hey, when you saw Joe Kubert's drawing board, did you have like board envy?
I did.
Because
I felt really small.
It's so
Yeah.
big. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
did.
gigantic.
It was huge. I mean, his table's probably easily 1.5 size the time of mine, because the one I've got is an old school, wooden one that's pretty big, but not like Joe's. Joe's was. Well, I'm at one of those brown tables now that you get from like an office store, and the legs pop down. I think it's 6 feet. I think Joe's might have been 5 to 6 feet across.
It was big. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even see it in person. I just saw pictures, and I was like, I had board envy.
Oh, Graham and I got to see it in person.
My
I
drawing
know,
table
you
is
lucky
huge.
sons of bitches.
My drawing table's huge, so I can hang
That's-
with Joe.
That's what she said.
Yeah, yours is. I remember that table.
That's what Joe
50
said.
inches.
Nice.
many?
All right. No brag.
Well, very cool. Very, very cool, Andy Smith. I think exceptional for your very first job.
Right.
I'd be proud of
really.
that. I'd be proud of that, despite with the script you had to work with and all. And 7 panel pages, every page. Not really giving.
Dude,
you
he was
trouble.
like that for every freaking one of those Global Guardians jobs was like that too. 6 to 7 panels.
And
I mean, he'd start with the splash, but then it would just break into like, it's time to get back to the 6 or 7. It's like, Kevin, I get it. You want to write a 20-page book, but you're not. You're writing 12.
right. But the splash page is a dude sitting at a table. It's not
Right,
like
but that was
these guys, and and you could
No, but he was in his. I'll find it while we're going around the horn and show you, because it was a homage to Justice League, whatever the name of the book was that Kevin McGuire did, because that's how the first issue started. It was the exact same camera angle, everything, except it was Guy Gardner sitting at the table.
Well, we just took a
instead
vote,
of
and the
that guy.
panel says it would have been better if it was just a panel. I see it right here.
Yeah. It was the time. It was the time. Like sometimes they would open a book with just like a giant head. Like the splash page would just be like a face. And you're just like, why?
Yeah, but that's
But
cool.
if you got that as the artist, you're like, oh, sweet. This will take me like
Yeah.
an hour to draw.
Yeah, exactly. I have a suggestion for Kevin Dooley, the way to end that story, though. I think it would have been better if those two guys were actually punching each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was like some serious impact. Instead of just
Like
posing.
Rocky and Apollo.
Yes.
Yeah, just
And-
like you spit
Well,
coming out of the mouth, and
Kevin Dooley's using his writing skills now to post anti-Trump sentiments on Facebook.
Oh,
Yeah,
is he? Oh, look at that.
he
Wow.
hates us. Yeah, he hates
That's-
us.
Oh, yeah.
Very
Oh no, we
fair
had a
enough.
nice back and forth, and I say that sarcastically, of course, because hey guys, the economy's doing fine. Gas prices are. I love this one. He said gas prices are coming down because he's releasing oil from the reserves, and I'm like, you understand what those reserves are for, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's not to bring gas prices down in an election year. It's
Yeah.
for wartime, and we don't have much left in the first place. So
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what
Not a
about
good
what
thing.
about Trump? When Trump wanted to restock the strategic reserves that Obama had depleted, when he brought gas down to $24 a barrel, and Schumer and the Democrats blocked him from doing it.
Mhm.
I know.
And now look how much it is. Just
Mhm.
oh, jeez. I'm living in I got a little rant I'm going to share later on. I think I sent it to you, Graham, or I hope I did. I was planning on
Oh
it.
yeah, you did. That was
And
awesome.
this guy's spot on, man. I agree
Yeah,
with
he
this
is.
guy in every freaking thing. But anyway, let's get a little handsome right here. And hello, noise. Ladies and gentlemen. Fraga boom.
Look at
Oh
that.
shit! Look at that guy.
Was
I
that
don't know.
taken at the mall?
Play.
No, that was Rob had brought some like yearbook photographer type person in and took a bunch of pictures of us. This was for the 93 tour book. I actually have a picture that's even worse that we'll share afterwards from when I got hired. And there's some mentions in the article about a book that I was supposed to work on that I didn't work on. But we'll get into my first pinup, my first published sequential story, I guess.
All right. Well, you're
It almost looks like you could have worked at a Chippendales back then. Look at you.
He's got his puka
Uh,
shells
yeah.
on.
Chip
Nah,
and Dan.
Chip and Dan.
All right, Dan. I
Chip and
see
Dan.
something to add to the stage, but that's the photo. You want me to show the photo first?
Yeah, show it.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Look at this
Yeah,
handsome,
okay.
handsome
So-
rascal.
Oh,
So,
Look at the
so
hair.
this was January of '92. I had been hired right before that in December of '91. I was 18. It says, I believe I've landed a career which will bring him fame and fortune. Sure. Comic book with Fraga's illustrations will hit the U.S., Japanese, Canadian market this summer. I don't know where they came up with that.
Damn it, dude in the chat beat me to it. Hold on. Is that Blue Steel by any chance?
Oh, yeah.
That's actually Le Tigre. The Blue Steel has a slightly higher
Is that
eyebrow.
the fish lips that like the Kardashians do and stuff? Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's it.
Yeah.
You still got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You still got it, bro.
Yeah. So I was supposed to do a book. Rob, I knew about Image starting before the world, because I knew Rob and Murat, and Murat had suggested to Rob that I would be good to bring in to do more books, help do more books. And the book was called The Odd, which was sort of a futuristic Liefeldian take on Wizard of Oz, not unlike Battle Brick Road, but just think of it in Liefeld standards. So this was my local newspaper. Every now and then they would cover silly stories. This was me when I was 15, and I forget why they had the spinach in there. But so my first book I ever worked on was this one, Youngblood Zero.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, the first thing I had in print was in the back of this book with this pinup here.
Oh,
yeah, and it was inked by a very young Danny Mickey. This is '92.
look at that. Look at you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, and now what I was gonna go back to before you rudely interrupted me while I was rudely interrupting you. What I was talking about was, and this is more of a sort of a compliment to Art Thibert, the idea of expectations at this particular time. This is late '91, early '92. My favorite inker, it's Art Thibert. And everything, I actually tried to pencil as much as I could like Art ink stuff in hopes that my inker would ink like Art Thibert. And so when Danny Mickey came on to ink my first thing, I remember being very happy with a lot of stuff, except that he had changed the way I drew the rocks, and I drew the rocks very specifically. And I was really upset. Now it's like, fucking, who cares? Right? Like it's a great piece. It looks fine. But what had happened was the Odd went away. Rob and Murat said, "Come on down, join our studio. You're gonna have to leave everything behind and come join our studio." It was 8 hours away, and I did it because this is a dream come true. It actually saved me from going into the Navy by 2 days. I was supposed to go to MEPS on a Wednesday, and I got the call from Rob and Murat on a Monday. So, yeah, amazing. So, I moved down there, and then the book essentially vaporizes. Nothing. I have nothing. I moved 8 hours away from home. I'm living above a comic book store. I'm working in that comic book store to pay rent, and I wasn't gonna not put up a fight. So what I started doing is let me go all the way down here. I don't know why this is showing all this shit. Sorry about that. I started doing pinups. These are all unprinted, right? So just so Rob would put me in something, I'm like, I moved all the way down here. Now I have nothing to do. So I drew that pinup that you saw print. I drew this, which was Brigade. You can see that this is what my pencils look like. And here was a Prophet. I did a Prophet pinup as well. 8/4/92. Look at that, August of '92.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is a long ass time ago. So what I had done was, I know if my brother's in the chat, he's like, it's 6 hours, 8 hours if you're driving Miss Daisy. Well, I got a speeding ticket once, so it was 8 hours for me.
I saw that comment.
Yeah, my brother. I love my brother, but he's here to keep me honest. So the other thing that I did is I started working on a sample story of my own, and it was in blue pencil. I just had started doing the storytelling, and Rob saw it and said, "What is this?" And I said, "I got this this book that I'm putting together on my own called Delta Strike, and I'm just going to draw it while I'm waiting to, I'm not just going to sit idly. And so he took a look at what I was drawing and said, how would you like this to be in Youngblood Zero? And I said, oh, well, yeah. He says, all you got to do is redraw some of the characters. So I did. These are really, really just ancient copies, and you can see I was drawing on marble paper. But I ended up turning a lot of these characters into like Die Hard and Battlestone. This here were also other characters. So these are what my pencils look like, and I would say right now I was not ready, but happy nonetheless. So some more of that job. This was Liefeld inking on top of my pencils, and he was gonna ink the whole job. And the idea was for him to kind of steer it into Liefeld world.
Making it Liefeldian.
Yeah, give it that, and it was a lot of fun. So here's some more. I mean, these are really hard to see. I apologize for the old stuff, but yeah. So this character, Dutch Gamble, he was my lead character, and the idea for Delta Strike came before Universal Soldier did. So what had happened in my story was that they go on this mission, all these guys get killed. We see them in these tanks getting regenerated and then put back out again. So that's what Delta Strike was. And then Rob ended up having a similar but different concept called Blood Strike, which ended up being my first book. So yeah, that's sort of the story, and I can show you what this stuff looked like in print if you want to see it.
Yes, yeah, let's see it.
All right, let me unshare this bad boy.
Is that your 9/8 copy, by the way?
Shoot, no, I don't have any 9/8s. I have a 9/4 somewhere, but not a 9/8. Nothing that high. I don't know. One day. What's that?
One day.
Excuse me.
Yeah, nothing. Like I got a 9/4. So okay, here's Youngblood Zero, and then I'll share this screen so you can see kind of how this thing worked out. What's up, JC Vaughn? Good to see you, man.
Bean.
JC.
It's good to see him.
So wait, how many pages of it did Rob ink? Just that one figure?
I don't really remember. We can go through it. This is going back 32 years. So I'm sharing my screen now, Billy.
Who inked the rest of it? Because it was credited, right?
We could take a look.
Okay.
So
look at those babies.
At the height. So this was early Mickey.
God bless.
Let's see what happens. Early Mickey, except I believe it's Rob doing his faces. So Rob did the frame scenes, but then we get into this is my first stuff. This is how it inked up and colored up.
This is the first stuff that was the first sequential stuff that was printed.
Yes.
Okay. This book sold like $1 million and you 1 million copies and you became a superstar.
No, I mean it did sell pretty high. Blood Strike 1 sold 1 million. And we were riding the wave of the popularity of Image. I wouldn't, looking at this work, I wouldn't go and say, yeah, I set the world on fire. But I learned a lot from it. Yeah. So Rob inked. This is the one that Rob inked. Yeah. He also inked this one too. And then this face. Can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
Yes.
That face, Jim Lee actually came and fixed some of what I was doing, which was kind of one of the cool things about being part of that studio or just being part of Image Comics in the beginning.
Sure.
Was this sort of crazy fantasy dream come true where 10 months before this came out, I was buying 6 of the 7 Image founders off of the stands and wishing I could be like them and be around them. And then, when I worked on Blood Strike, I had McFarlane come in and tell me, more glass, more glass looks cool. And like, I drew more pieces of glass, just like little lessons from the guys at the time. But I think that was the end. Nope, this is me too. Rob then came in again. Boom, punch, some more fight stuff. Not your typical 7-panel page. But
you got 10 panels over 2 pages, you bastard.
I know I am a bastard. But that's it. This is the extent of
cool, man.
the first gig I ever did. But I was 18.
Heck yeah, dude, 18.
Yeah, I was like 18.
Yeah.
I know,
old.
18, man. I was into
so-
Thibert school my first year at 18. Now, what did you do with those originals? Sell them?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't have them. I know that, and I know that here's the thing. Going back to my, or is it second round? Are we talking about our covers on second round, or can we talk about them now?
Nah, talk about it now.
Okay, so the first cover that I ever did wasn't even supposed to be a cover. It was I asked Rob if I can draw up a promo piece for Bloodstrike. It's ready to share, Mr. Billy.
All righty then.
Okay.
So I drew this as a promotional piece for Bloodstrike, and I thought it would be kind of cool, like I don't know, something you'd see hanging up in a school, a proper portrait. Then Rob Liefeld came in and inked it up, and this book had this thermal ink on it. So when you would rub the red parts, the heat from your fingers would make it disappear. And then when it would cool down, the blood would come back. That's why it said rub the blood. It was kind of a gimmick. The cool thing, and this is one of those things, hindsight being 2020, this cover sold last year for $40,800.
Oh my God! I remember you telling the story.
Yeah.
Oh.
But on one hand, I'm like, cool. I'm in the fucking 5-figure club. I've never had anything sell for 5 figures. That's fucking awesome. Also knowing, hey, Rob inked it. Also knowing it was a #1. Also knowing it's not me. This is a piece of image history. But I can still say I have a 5-figure piece out there.
One of my covers.
Well, whenever you want to think to yourself, damn it, I sold something for this and it sold for that. Just remember Mike Zeck's first appearance of Spider-Man in the black costume in the actual book. Not even a splash page, 2/3 splash, sold for $3.2 million. So
wait, $3 million for a piece of art.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was the first.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Is my microphone working? Can you hear?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks. Sorry about
You're
that.
good. No, you're good. It was the first appearance of the black costume in superhero Secret Wars #8.
Yeah, sure.
And it was a big 2/3 splash with the panel below it.
Wide
how much do you think Mike got for that when he originally sold it?
$80.
I think it was about 1,500. No, I think it was about 15.
What year did
$1,500.
he sell it? Do you guys know what year?
Did he sell it back then? Because 1,500. Because some of my Bloodstrike pages, the ones that I see, like, and here's something crazy. A lot of people don't know it. A lot of that high dollar image art is being scooped up by one guy, which is crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Robert Kirkman. That guy.
Right.
That guy loves.
Is that who bought that cover for 40?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's got the money.
Yeah.
3 million. Like I said, isn't that like what Frazetta paintings go for?
That went for 5 something. But yeah, it's up there.
Queen went for 5.
What went for 5?
The Egyptian Queen.
Yeah, the Egyptian Queen.
Yeah, I think it went something like the Dark Knight double page spread was a high mark. Then it went to McFarlane's Spider-Man Hulk cover, where he's punching Spidey in the gut. Then it went to Fritz the Cat, the cover #1 by Crumb, and then now I believe it's at least comic art. I believe it's the Zek piece.
Very cool.
Oh.
Very cool. All right, Dan Fraga. You know what? You should be proud of yourself. 18 years old.
That's the thing is I look at Andy's stuff and I was like, that was what I was aiming for, but inked by Art Thibert.
But you
Oh
also
my God,
had
if that job of mine was inked by Art, oh, that would have been sweet.
Especially like that 91, the Bloopy style.
Yeah, I know, right?
I would have bought that book. I'm not a DC guy. I bought Superman because of Art Thibert. Sorry, Art, not here to blow you or nothing, but I bought that. I wasn't a Superman guy unless
But he's
Byrne was
willing
drawing
to.
it. Yeah.
I'm willing to accept.
Hey,
I want to
it's
be
not
like
off the
Art.
table.
Just say, call me Fatty, and then it'll all be good.
There you go.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah. You know, but you also had you're working for a studio, so that was the studio style or whatever they would call it. What did they call it back then?
Okay,
House style.
Here's the thing that was fucked up, and the idea of a studio is great because there's that level of camaraderie. You speak in the same language, you know, everybody's kind of talking in the same vernacular, and you all kind of like similar stuff, but also learn from other guys. Like my love for Dragon Ball comes from Danny Mickey. My love for Simon, actually that came from a buddy in high school. But nonetheless, what happened in the studio is that and Art, you came in from probably a different perspective because you were already Art Thibert when you got there. If you understand what I'm saying.
I might have had like 10 years almost logged in.
It doesn't, but you had already your X-Men, the Superman, like you're already Art Thibert when you show up to our studio. But for a lot of us, we wanted Rob to get excited when he saw our pages. So there was this sort of weird, fierce competition that was happening. But there was also like, I don't know, like if I was put in a vacuum, I would draw in a completely different way because we have our own propensities and our own likes. But when you're in a competitive place, you know, I remember Matsuda was doing these kind of funky shines with these like flares coming off. And it was the coolest version of a shine and flare that anybody had seen. And next thing you know, Rob's doing it, Murat's doing it, I'm doing it. And then, you know, I added on Black Flag, I put the tattered, like I used these sort of tattered things as design elements. Next thing I know, you know, Chapel's got a beret and has tattered elements, and other people are putting tattered elements, and then out tatter this person, and oh, they're taking Simon's veins and adding it here. So I got to do veins too. So it ended up becoming this sort of mucky soup.
Yeah, I got a phone call one day, and I wasn't in the studio. And, you know, I was trying to work in a different style on black and white. And so John Sabal and I worked pretty close together. And so then I get a call and it says, you got to come in here. You got to come in here. You got to see this thing. And so I'm like, okay. So I drive into the studio and it's like, John just outdid you with your own style. And I was like,
the Sabal thing.
Yeah. And he just kind of slickened up the style. And I was like, oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, no, it was, I mean, again, on one hand, it was competition, but like I especially in the younger days, I really was insecure and really sort of seeking approval as far as other artists, and I wanted other artists to like me. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
still that way.
19 years old.
I was still a high school kid for sure. But you know, and the other thing that and we got to get to Aaron. But the other thing that I remember sort of early middle part of my career, once I stepped out of Image and went to Marvel, I was really frustrated because I felt like everything was backwards. Andy got to cut his teeth on a sort of unknown anthology book, so you can kind of get your ugly out. But all of my shit was literally like, boom, center stage, spotlights on, dance, rabbit, you know. And as I got better, my gigs got worse. And as I got better, my pay got worse. By the time I was at Marvel, I was making far less than when I started, you know. And it was just kind of, you know, confusing to a young man.
You worked in
young lad.
Yeah.
Young lad. Yeah. Well, that's good stuff, man. Good stuff. And I think that the
Let's see more good
420
stuff.
people who are viewing this right now live would agree. Thank you, guys. Please smash the like button and support all of us bros here. But while you're watching this, support our channel. And please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications for the official Billy Tucci and Nal Scala channel, the Pop XP. All right. Aaron, what have you got? My
I
friend.
want to see his youthful picture.
Yeah,
That's
where's
what I
the
wanna-
youthful
He
picture?
didn't
Yeah.
send a picture. He did not send a picture.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, here it is. Here it
Hang
is.
on,
Oh,
hang
hey,
on.
why are you
Let me-
showing
let
us
me-
a
let me
beautiful
go
woman
full
in some
screen.
schmo?
Full screen.
Hiding behind Shelly.
Look at that pretty girl in some schmo.
Wow.
Shelly!
I didn't know Shelly was
Oh,
from New
that's
Jersey.
Shelly.
Look at that hair.
I know I look like a
There's-
mobster, don't I? In this,
You do.
Well,
You
your
do.
last name is Lopez.
we are gonna go have some Italian food, you know.
Who
It'd
took
be nice.
who
It'd
took
be
longer
nice.
to
There you
do
go.
their
There's my
hair?
youthful picture.
Yeah,
took
whose
longer-
hair took longer, yours or hers?
Yeah.
I had this nice body. I just put a little brush through it, and it just it's perfect. Then it just
Hey, real quick,
Yeah.
Aaron, I'm going to play that I Spy game. I Spy with my little eye. Is that an X-Men Teen Titans behind you on the
I
spin
see
rack?
it too.
Yeah,
I
on the
see it
rack.
too.
I picked it up off eBay just a few days ago.
Nice rack, bro.
Have
guys
you looked
pressured
through
me.
it?
Huh?
Have you?
Yes, I
looked
did. I
through
haven't
it?
read it, but I did thumb through the whole thing.
It's
And
brilliant.
you were like, "This is marvelous. I can't believe it took me this long to find
I
it."
know. Like,
I can't believe it's not slabbed.
well,
That's
my
true
God.
too.
I got it for on the cheap, and it was supposed to be near mint. And when I got it, whoever owned it had laid something on top. There was a huge crease right down the middle of the cover.
Oh,
But I only paid
shit.
$7 for it, so I was like, yeah.
Well, that's
I'll
a
live with it.
steal, dude.
That's
Yeah.
a reader copy.
It's a reader copy
Yeah,
right.
comics should be read.
That's right.
and collected after you
Yeah.
read them. I've read them all.
All right,
Okay.
Aaron Lopresti, can you give a little backstory on your creative endeavors when you were a mere lark breaking in after you
Well, let me do
abandoned
this
your
first,
dream
because
of becoming a film?
I'm going to show something, and then I'll get back and tell the story of the first published work. But this was the first work I did, but it sat in a drawer, much like Andy's, and then it showed up like later. But this is let me share. This is from a Thor story, believe it or not, that I did for Marvel. Okay, go ahead and share that.
All right.
So this is the first work I did.
That's really
And-
good.
I think it's pretty strong for for the first.
I
thing
mean, we
I've
know
ever
you're
drawn.
old, but come on
Yeah,
now.
I thought it was pretty good. So
Hey,
Yeah,
Aaron,
I
why
that,
is it-
that boot's
Aaron.
a little weak.
Aaron,
I
can you
just-
show
I
that-
just pulled the
show-
Billy
Show
Tucci.
the image again. I have a question.
Yeah.
Question.
What's
Why
with
is he
that
jacking
foot?
that robot off?
Oh, I've never seen. Oh,
I thought
I'll never
maybe
look at
they
that the
would
same, Dan.
separate
You'll
that in
never
the color.
unsee
and
it.
it didn't-
Yeah, we're never gonna.
guys.
Yeah,
Well, you should have seen.
Turning
The
live
script.
alive. Whoa.
I,
Yeah, what's with that
I
left foot, though?
fixed it. You should have seen the script that I was handed. Gee, many Christmas.
That should have been
What
seven
are you talking
panels,
about?
to be
There's no
honest with
script
you.
for that.
Splash page: Loki sitting enthroned, jacking off robot.
Looking
Lord,
very
robot.
morose. It's not happy.
Stanley at his best.
That's what Odin did. That was his punishment from Odin.
He needed the money.
Yeah.
Hey, jacking off a robot will get me across the Rainbow Bridge. I'll jack
know,
the
the-
robots up.
The funny thing is that for as many times as I see that splash page, I never once thought of that, and now I'll never be able to look at it
I
again.
never
without
did.
thinking that.
And,
Me neither.
ruined
Yeah.
it.
Well,
I always thought it was like some kind of a drinking vessel, but now it looks like it's attached to something against the wall.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh well.
You
Thanks,
ruined
Dan.
John Buscema for me.
the
Yeah.
great ruiner.
All of us.
Oh,
Thank you.
Lord have mercy.
All
Hey, sorry,
right.
Ken,
So I
sorry.
just finished film school with nothing going. I had been reading scripts at TriStar, and then there was a writer's strike. And so I was like, I just started thinking, you know what? Maybe getting back into or following my dream of getting into comics, getting back into that might not be a bad idea at this point. So I knew I had no connections at Marvel. I didn't know what to do really. So, but I did know that most everybody that I grew up admiring started off working in fanzines or, low budget comics that weren't Marvel or DC and sort of worked their way up. And I hadn't been drawing really since high school. and this was probably now 88, I think. And I was like, I drew recreationally, but I wasn't really practicing for like 6 years. So my skills were not great. And so I thought, okay, well, how can I break in and do this? And so Pacific Comics was like just at the beginning of that new independent black and white boom that, that produced the Turtles and the Tick and all that kind of stuff. And I was thinking, and I saw Pacific Comics, or not Pacific Comics, Blackthorn Publishing, excuse me.
Yes.
And they were doing some really crappy stuff. So I thought, well, certainly they'll hire me.
Is Blackthorn, was that Pacific after Pacific?
No,
What
it was Steve Shanus, I think, is who
Was it?
That's the Pacific Comics guy.
Because there's Pacific,
Down San
there
Diego
was
way, right?
Slave Labor, Star Reach, Eclipse,
It's the Shanus brothers or the Shanus brothers.
Steve
Yeah.
Shanus.
Bill and Steve, yeah.
Yeah, they were the ones that did this.
Yeah,
But,
they were the Pacific Comics guys too.
oh, okay. Well, they fell a long way from what they were doing at Pacific Comics.
Yeah, they did. They were trying to, regain
We
greatness.
go from the Rocketeer to
Right. Well, yeah, to Aaron Lopresti doing this.
no,
Well,
not you.
So
not
what I
you.
did was I did some samples. I don't even remember what it was, and I mailed them in a manila envelope because I figured, and it was right there in LA, right? So I figured, this will be easy. So I sent it into them. They got back to me and said, "Hey, yeah, these are great. Do you want to do a script?" And I'm like, "Sure." So they sent me Solomon Kane 3D.
Yes.
3D.
Yes. Those 3D comics are sweet.
Yeah. Well,
And by sweet, Dan means not sweet.
yeah. I
they
mean,
were-
it's not sweet at all.
Was it separated by Ray Zone? Do you remember?
Yeah, I don't know.
Ray Zone?
Maybe. Okay.
Oh,
No, I
yeah,
didn't do
yeah.
that. I did not do the cover. This was by Cody Allen Weiss or something like that. I don't know.
Solomon.
Can't read it.
But he ended
Now,
up.
was this comic actually in 3D?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, there's the glasses. Okay. All right.
I don't have any digitized pages. I just have the comic, so I don't know how you want to do
Let me
this.
see if I can find it.
A quick
Yeah,
Black
let's see if Dan can find it first, but if not, then we'll just go big with you.
Well,
But
hold
check
on.
out-
Like a Blackthorn Comics, I just realized, the comic book that the Frog Brothers hold up in what's the damn vampire movie? Lost Boys. That's a Blackthorn comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. It's weird. I don't know why I know all this stuff. I must have been on my radar. What year was this, Aaron?
1988 is when I drew it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
isn't popping. I guess Dark Horse did a Solomon Kane, and that one you
Yeah,
can
but that's
find.
not. Yeah, that's not this.
Was there
Right.
anything like Red Shadows or the Saga of Chronicles of? Was there anything, or is it just called Solomon Kane?
Just Solomon Kane 3D. Black.
Let me see if I have. I'm gonna see if I have it. I'm gonna just have to check.
That's the
Yeah,
perfect
3D
subject matter for
research,
3D comics.
Yep. All right, Aaron. Well, let's make you go big and let's take a gander at this book in
Now,
3D.
I started off okay. Got the ship in the water.
nice.
That's a hard one to do. Hey, it's
Yeah,
signed
good
too.
angle.
Look at that.
Yeah, I signed
Nice
it.
water treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was,
Did
it
you
was
ink this
okay.
too? I guess.
No,
Oh.
some dude named Edgar Martirina. There you go. So, go ahead.
I was just going to say, is that like a comp copy from your file?
Yeah.
That is a beautiful panel.
Okay,
I
what
think
you
it's
guys,
funny-
you
I
guys
think
can
it's funny how Aaron signs his own book.
No.
Yes.
What I did was I love myself so much. No, I think what I did was I think it
First
was
book
like
you ever signed.
I think I was pre-signing these and I took them with me. I don't know. And then no one bought them.
Wow,
I
pre-signing, nothing cocky about
Aaron,
that.
I kind of want one now.
Good luck finding one.
Holy
of these.
shit! Look at that.
Wait, you said you would take them around and sell them. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, this is the only one I've got
He
now.
would try to sell them.
Who wrote this, Aaron?
The guy who did the cover. Now get a load of this. The the writer plot by David Cody Weiss, script by his wife Bobby G.J. Weiss. So it was a family affair.
GJ.
All right.
And so I don't know if you guys can see the blue, but it's like double. Yeah, you can see it a little bit there. So
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
the red with the blue print. and it's just I was like a guy in search of talent, and
That's really good, Aaron.
I know. I don't.
That's solid stuff, Aaron.
Yeah.
It's super solid.
I think it's pretty solid.
Very
I like
solid.
the 3D hand breaking the panel there. That's cool.
yeah,
That's a lot of shit in those panels.
That's yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And
And you're drawing
everybody
a
feels
pirate
they,
ship and stuff.
they feel like they're in the space. They don't look like they're floating. You
Right.
know.
There's the characters have weight.
Yeah.
well, the challenge for me and always has been is to kind of find a style. I was just drawing, you know, and part of being successful in comics is finding a style that sort of, you know, works. And I was still really searching. I mean, but I
could
was
see
obviously
some photographic qualities to it, like the guy sipping the mug. That's got really.
I think that top panel with the two guys sitting there is really cool.
Oh,
Nice
Oh, it's
lighting.
great. I like
Drapery's
the man
great.
sitting too. The man spreading. It's awesome.
but he has a little loincloth to protect his
Yes.
junk.
And how much did you get paid, Aaron? How long did it take you? Did you ink it as well?
No, I didn't ink it, but I did get paid for this job, but I had to complain a lot to get it. I wasn't getting much, man, like maybe $40 a page or something.
Oh my gosh.
And
There's,
who inked
but there's
it?
another, look at that boat. There's another boat out there in the
Yeah,
water.
it's a ship,
so-
Aaron. It's a ship. for God's
Well,
sakes.
whatever.
Don't sell yourself short, please. Aaron, so I knew that just real quick, I just want to pull back for a second here on you, because I knew that this was your first work. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but you have a very famous person is a huge fan of this particular comic. And it's a congresswoman from the great state of Texas. So let's
Just act like you can see.
Sheila Jackson.
Hey, that's the
Lee
dope that said the
looking at-
moon's made of gases, right?
Yes, that's Sheila Jackson Lee gazing for the first time.
How could she not figure out how to put glasses on?
All right, let's go, Aaron. Okay, let's go big on you again.
Because she's the liberal.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Okay, so here's the interesting thing. I thought that face right there turned out pretty good. So I was happy with that face, right?
Yeah,
Dude, that looks nice.
beautiful.
Now look at this guy running in the this panel here. Those legs kick back. I did not draw that like that, but that's how it came back after it got inked. And I was like, what did he do to this guy's
Oh,
lower
no.
Why would he put
body?
both legs back? He's falling.
Yeah,
it looks
I
like
don't
it's
know.
falling.
But yeah, so I was, like I said, I was trying to figure stuff out. And
So, Aaron, was it really dizzying to draw in red and then draw in blue all over again?
yes, I was like, my eyes were like, no, I don't even know what happened to the original pages. But
Oh, really?
see, I
Like,
was-
did you send them into them and you never got them back, or do you think you sold?
You know, honestly, I do not remember. Now, see, you can see some of my film background because I was in film school. Like this shot right here of the boat, you know, way in the
Mutiny.
background, where you,
Mhm.
you know, kind of an interesting shot there. And but I mean, it's pretty basic, just stuff and panel grids and things.
Any
like
hot
that.
chicks in that book? In that story?
No, just a bunch of guys at sea. You know how it is, Billy.
Just a bunch of semen, Billy.
Just
That's
a-
right.
That's right.
You make do with what you got, right?
Aaron,
Who knew
Aaron's all
Aaron's
about
first
that.
job would be drawing semen all over pages?
Yeah, well, that Loki was the big start of it, you know.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
And here's the final page. You get to draw the ship again, and then a couple of close-ups of Solomon Kane, and his
Those
buddy
are-
and him walk off into the sunset. And you can see all these wonderful books you can get: Star Wars in 3D, Bozo
Oh,
in
yeah.
3D, the California Raisins in 3D.
Bozo in 3D.
Bozo in 3D.
Oh man.
Hold on now. I got to get on eBay.
BattleTech in 3D, probably there.
Oh, that's cool.
Tech.
And you can get 3D comics by mail, Graham. Any 4 3D comics for just $12.
I'm there.
$12.50.
$12.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I got a
there-
run of that.
It says that the lady down here says that's right. Blackthorn's super popular. 3D comic books are available by mail order. Send today.
Mm.
Very good.
Even Sad Sack in 3D right there on the back cover.
So, what? How long did you work for them? How successful was the line of 3D comics? Obviously, I'm a fan, so I'm digging.
Well, I did this issue and it came out, right? And I was thinking, oh, that's, I'm all that. And then they switched me over to do Rambo. So I did
No way.
I penciled 2 issues of Rambo, which never came out.
Oh, I was like, I'd buy those right now.
And I thought I only got paid maybe for half of one of the 2 issues I drew.
That would have been a dream come true, man. I loved Rambo as a kid.
Do you have any copies of that?
I had this Wolverine. I probably got Xeroxes someplace. I have no idea where they're at right now. But I did one of those covers where Rambo's like close up of Rambo's face. He's holding up a knife, and there's a reflection of the bad guy in the knife. Probably ripped it off from McFarlane's Wolverine cover with the whole.
Did you have to draw it like? Did he have to look like Sylvester Stallone?
No, we didn't have the likeness of Stallone, so we couldn't.
Okay.
Couldn't. If I drew him like Stallone, we'd got in trouble.
Oh, because you got it from the publisher or from the author, just the First Blood story and everything, right?
Right. Apparently, that's how
What
they
if
got
you
the
drew
right.
him to look like Arnold?
Huh?
That would fuck everybody up. If you drew him like Arnold, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Kind of like recast it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd make Jack Palance.
Yeah.
I'm your worst nightmare.
W.C. Fields.
I'm your number one nightmare.
I did do a short stint on Xena, pardon the expression, for Tops, and that's when they had Lucy Lawless's likeness, right? So that was pretty fun. But then I did a cover for was it Dynamite that had the Xena license, but they didn't have Lucy Lawless's likeness. So I drew it at this cover for them with Lucy's likeness on it, and it was a great looking cover. I was really pleased with it. And they're like, "No, you got to change the face." So I had to do like a paste up of just generic, and it didn't really match the body that great. It was just it went from this great piece to this I don't even want to see this in print kind of thing. But yeah, that was the only time I ever actually worked on a licensed product there. And the Star Trek issue, I did the one Star Trek book, but drawing Lucy Lawless, that was a lot funner than drawing Kirk. Although I love Kirk.
Well, you should be very, like I said, that's really good. I mean, again, I'm afraid to show my stuff.
Well,
Billy, I
thank you
showed
for
mine.
saying that.
I showed mine. We
it
got
does-
that out of the way.
It is amazing, though, to look at, what you were doing 30, 35 years ago or whenever you started, and then what you're doing now. And what a struggle it was to fight and claw to get those pages done and figure stuff out. And the drawing is not great. And your storytelling's just not great. And how much easier it all is now having, 30 years under your belt to, the stuff you struggled with. You still struggle to be good. We all do. But it's like, or better, I guess I should say. But it's funny how much easier it comes to you and how difficult it was. You just bled over those pages, just trying to get them to just look like anything that might impress somebody, So it is.
And a lot of
You
it
look
is
at it, and
guessing
then
yourself.
a John Buscema book comes out, and you're like, oh, fuck.
I know you go. I know.
God,
You sit there, you're immersed in your pages, and you're looking at it, you're going, yeah, this is awesome. Then you go to the comic shop and see what real pros are doing. And you're going,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
that's so far to go. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was in an
Absolutely.
apartment with three other guys, and I was like, I had this little tiny wooden drawing table that my dad made for me up in the corner, and so I was up there just super late at night while I was working like a day job through an agency, like a placement agency for just whatever you could get kind of stuff. because of the writer's strike and everything. I had no money at all. So I was working on these pages at night and then working all day and then going home and then working all night on these pages. So yeah, it was now I still work all night, but
yeah.
Yeah, but now you're killing it.
That's right. That's right. And it's all yours. Very
So there
good,
you go.
Aaron.
That's my story.
Very, very good, Aaron. Like I said, that's like shit. That does not look like someone's first work.
No, it doesn't
at all.
Oh,
You already look like a time-honored pro.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I think you do. I think for sure you do. So, all right, next up, this handsome young man. Look at these professional photos. Look at this kid. What a cutie. The one that Julie fell in love with. This young man right here.
Studley McStudster.
Yes. Yes. Did you know Julie, the fair Julia, at this time?
Look at that
was the
hair.
photographer?
Holy cow.
Was the photographer off screen going, "Give me dower, dower"? Now you're happy. Give me pensive. Yes, that's the one.
You know what these were taken for, Andy, was for the Cubert School.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, for
My
your
brother
ID?
took them at our house. You know, we had to send it up to the Cubert School for an ID or something. I forget what it was.
Oh, they ditched that when I went there. We didn't have to do that.
Interestingly enough, the photo on the left is what Graham's face looks like most of the time that we're streaming live.
He's not wrong.
Not wrong. All right, Graham Nolan, what you got?
All right.
Your first
Well,
work. How'd you
since
get in?
that picture was used for my Cubert ID. It's only apropos that my since we're talking about our first professional work, it came to me while I was at the Cubert School because my teacher, my sequential art teacher, was Sal Amendola, who was the editor of New Talent Showcase at DC Comics, and he ended up buying 2 class projects that I had done for him to run in New Talent Showcase, and let's see. This is it. This is my very first.
Oh, got it. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got here, buddy boy?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's is it 2 pages or 3 pages? I forget. We'll go through it. It was sort of a comedy thing. It's called The Fan, and that's me sitting at a convention, and this all started because I got in an argument with Amendola about Batman. He was of the mind, like Frank Miller, that he was this, kind of a psychopath nutcase, and I've always, stood by the fact that Batman is more like a heroic knight, in the classic heroic sense, and so that's what the premise of this little story was. And it kind of pokes fun at fandom of the day too. Some of the questions that they ask and that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And let's see here.
So you're making fun of your fans. Way to go.
Making fun of fans I don't even have yet. How's that?
Yeah, on his first job. Way to appreciate yourself.
I don't even have fans, and I'm already making fun of them.
Start off with the right foot.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy's got a fly on his face.
Yeah, he's got flies flying around. This goes back to this was 1984. Conventions back in the 70s were completely different than they are today.
Yes.
The fans that were there, it started off with Star Trek conventions and comics. They kind of merged together, that type of thing. And, there was very few women there. And when they were usually overweight Trekkies with the ears and all that kind of stuff. I was kind of making fun of that kind of feel here.
And nothing's changed, has it?
Oh,
well, I don't know. There's some good-looking ladies out there.
I know.
Oh, yeah. No, I meant your attitude of making fun of them. I don't mean them.
Oh,
right.
They're quite the ladies.
Yeah. Did you know that I saw Star Wars 52 times? Did you always draw so good, or did Odin grant you the power?
That's amazing.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
solid
I
as
had
hell,
one
man.
guy-
There's the
Oh, go
the
ahead.
cartooniness of that dude, and then your self portraits and facial expressions. Those are
Right.
great.
Oh, thanks.
Really
What's
good.
your brother,
I,
what's your
I
brother
had this
Chris?
guy, Graham. I had this guy early on at a convention, and he comes up and he's about 100 pounds overweight. He's in a skin tight Green Lantern suit, and he goes up to me and he holds his hand up with the ring on. He goes, "Do you know who I am?" And I go, "I have absolutely no idea." he goes, "I'm Hal Jordan. I'm the Green Lantern." And I was like, "Yeah, of course you are."
Is that Mike Barr?
I'm the Fat Lantern.
I'm the Fat Lantern. Oh, also, just an aside, that last panel, it looks a little Harrison Ford-ish.
People have said that, and it sort of does now that I look at it. You know,
the hairstyle too.
yeah,
the
it's the
hairstyle, the
hairstyle. But
collar.
I did have my hair kind of parted in the middle back then. You know.
How did your brother Chris? How did your brother Chris feel about this? That you were.
Oh yeah, he thought it was
Cool way.
hysterical. You know, because we're always digging on each other. You know. So
Good stuff.
yeah. I especially like the way Perez draws rocks. I like the details, don't you? I also like the way Byrne draws all the manly hair on Wolverine.
1 hour later.
Yeah.
We still
Where is
1 hour later.
Nice
And if you
thing.
look at it from the point of view, Phoenix isn't really dead, but living in an alternate dimension. Boy, I really like the Batman. He's neato. Did you know he's a schizophrenic psychopath? Say what? And then I lose my shit.
That's
Phoebe.
awesome.
Oh, hey, this is Bart right here.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's
What-
a great
That's
caricature.
Bart. Yeah.
That is.
Hey, and this guy here, that's Pennington. That's Mark Pennington. This is Mike Wolfer. That's a
Oh,
buddy of mine,
man.
Steve Slosser.
You
Felicitas
got 'em all in
Perez
there,
for
that's
Perez.
Wow.
That's a great caricature of George Perez too.
Perez.
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
yeah. So yeah, this is my first professional work.
Did you get
Right.
paid for it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I get I had to send a voucher into DC Comics. It was so cool. I think I got $45 a page.
I would
Um,
say this
now
is where
I
Dan
wrote
can put us all to shame.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say Dan can put us all to shame. So I'll start. My page rate was 90 for pencils. Dan, what was yours at Extreme when you were 18?
It was $125 a week, and I would be paid on the back end with royalties.
What?
Yeah, but you made royalties, so it's not
Yeah.
like they
On
never
the first
showed up.
issue, on the first issue I did. It's a topic.
Oh, it's a sore subject.
It's not a sore subject. Let's just say I have forgiven. I have forgiven the people involved.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And you were
But,
working.
no.
Aaron, what was your page rate?
I was working full time. Yeah.
Are you talking Marvel? When I first got to Marvel?
No, I'm talking that Solomon Kane. That was the first one you showed.
I think I think it was $40. It might have been less. I think it was 40.
I think I got $45 a page for this, but I penciled it, inked it, and wrote it. So,
Oh snap! You
Oh.
inked it too?
but let's face it, this was a classroom project, so I also got a grade, and I got an A.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a,
Well, I
yeah.
hope
Oh, yeah.
something gets published. You better get an A.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the
I
Star
think
Trek
I
dude
made
at the
like
bottom.
55. I think
Bo
I made
Smith's in the house.
What up, Bo
75.
Smith?
Bo
Bo
Smith.
Davis, Bo.
Smith.
I love Bo.
Bo
Bo's-
Smith.
Big
Bo's a
Bo.
good time.
It was awesome.
Yes, he is.
Yes. Oh, that's
You
great
all
job.
love Bo.
Really great job, Graham.
Really
well
good.
done.
Yeah,
Bo.
seriously,
Too,
that's
man.
good.
Fun
Yeah.
stuff, man.
Yeah,
Fun
I'm
stuff.
still cartooning even today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All
The best
right.
are.
Well, this guy, I got to tell you, this next chap right here, I'd hang out with this guy. I would have loved this guy. Look at this guy. Art
I might have been asked to get
Hang
into
out
a
with this
van
guy.
by that guy.
Oh my
Dude,
god,
wait
I
a
can't
minute.
believe that's art.
I know he looks like the lead singer in Starship. What was that guy's name?
Hey,
Here's what's weird is Art's overall head shape there is more thin and rectangle tall,
Yeah.
and now his head's like square. What the
Right.
hell?
Is that
Yeah.
is that you, RT Bear?
That is me with the porn
think
stats
Norm,
and everything. Yeah.
Norm
Hang
Ratman. Norm
on.
Ratman was stealing your look.
Yeah, he was.
I know Norm Ratman totally Norm and Danny Mickey early on.
Like if I squint my eyes, man, that's Norm Ratman.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Art's got
How old were
Art,
you
the top
there?
the top picture looks like Art just scored some fog hat tickets.
And a 6-pack of some of that Olympia beer. You know?
Yeah. Because I'm a fool for a city. I got my Mickey's Big Mouth.
Hells yeah. Get stung by the bee.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
my.
how old were you there?
I was probably early 20s. So this is my first apartment. That's my first kind of studio setup. So it was in the dining room. You can see the kitchen in the background. So yeah, I was so happy. You know, I had my own drawing board. I had my little drawing space and everything. It was pretty cool. Yeah. It lasted for a while. And then here, let me show you. This is my first pencil work. I'm not going to get into my first ink work because who cares?
No, we want to see original art, not unoriginal art. No.
This is if you share. This is my my DC stuff. This is the Warlord.
Yeah, man. Let's see it. RT Bear, let's give a little setup, a little backdrop. What year are we talking? What's the it's a pencil job? Let's go.
Are you sharing?
I will once you give us.
Okay. Yeah. So this is the Warlords. This is probably early mid 80s. So I did 3 issues of Warlord. These are the covers here. This was one of them.
Oh, I remember those.
That looks like
nice.
Kaluta, though.
No, that's Jerry Bingham.
That's Jerry
is that
Bingham. Yeah,
Wow.
he did all the covers. Yeah, he did this one too. I did 3 issues where I did pencils. Let me see. Yeah, so here's some of the interiors.
Wow.
Oh, those are
You guys
nice.
are all so good.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I'm not showing mine.
Billy,
Yes.
yours are gonna knock mine out of the park. Dude.
Bullshit, dude. Wait till you see him.
Come on.
Look at that.
Oh, it
So,
looks
yeah.
great art. What's the storyline here? What's going on here with this guy?
I don't really remember the storyline too much. It was, obviously sword and sorcery. It had some kind of crossover with Power Girl. I don't know how Power Girl got into Middle Earth or whatever.
Wow.
But yeah, and then
Did Grell write
So
this?
Neil.
no, it was Flesher. I forget his first name.
Oh, Michael Fleischer.
Michael?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? It was one of those things. I think I was spoiled early on by writers that really knew how to, pace
Ooh.
things. That gave me 7 to 9 panels,
Mhm.
per page, things like that.
That girl sunning in the pond, man. That's
Yeah, let's
That's
stick on. Let's
good.
stay on
I
that
mean,
for a
just the
while.
background details and stuff.
Yeah,
The
I
setting.
had to get that in there. But let me. This
That
is what
really impressive.
I really wanted to show. Oh, thanks. And it is here. So this is the stuff that I think. This was shortly after that.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is Titan Spotlight. So this was my first breakthrough, and this was
It's
87.
so good. It's so good.
Nice.
What was that?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever's on the site. This is a Read Comic Online,
Oh yeah.
and so
Some of their ads are like practically porn.
Yeah, and that looked like the geek dude from Graham's story saying, "Come here, there."
Oh,
here. So
See?
it's not shifting. It's not working.
If
Come
you
on,
know what
site.
you
no,
can
you got to hit
do-
the green arrow to the right, or you can do.
Okay,
There
we
you go.
go. Yeah.
Man,
So
this
this
is
is the
really good
Now,
stuff. Art.
Art, did you pencil this? Did you ink? What is this?
I penciled and inked this. So I believe I did it in about 5 to 6 weeks. So I remember getting the job, and they were like, we can give you a little bit of extra time if you wanted to ink it. And I was like, sure. I had no idea what I was in for. So this was day and night, like no sleep, just working constantly. Dan Mishkin and Gary Cohn.
So solid.
These guys knew how to pace a comic, so it really made it easy. I don't know why I decided to break this splash
Because
page.
it's cool looking.
No, it
Yeah,
looks
it's
great.
cool looking,
It
dude.
looks the
Yeah.
art
I had
and bow.
one
It's
from Gary
fucking
Cohn
cool.
last week. I wish I knew this.
So then I hit this. Oh, the arrow's not working. What the
If you
hell?
go to where it says one page to the left, it says one page, and hit that drop down. You can click
this
all
site
pages,
sucks
then you would
because-
just
yeah,
scroll.
Yeah, that
Okay.
site sucks because you got to hit it just right. Or
Yeah,
it goes
it's
bad.
not doing. Let me see. One page.
They know
one
what they're
page.
doing. They make their ducats on those ads.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
How are
It's
you?
not working. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So then this is page 2.
This job is so Neil, man.
No, this is
Yeah.
apparel.
You see a pair of
Yeah,
A little bit of both.
I was big time into both of those guys. I worship the ground that they both walked on. I thought Aparo for substance, dynamic storytelling, and just I liked Neil's just his drawing. His style was badass.
Yeah.
So
It's really
this-
impressive.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like the storytelling. And I wish I could take credit, but I really do think it was the writers because this stuff was so blocked out. Like, angles, everything. It was all pretty much there.
Yeah,
Nice
dude, I
effect.
told you I bought this a few weekends ago at a con, just because one, it was your early stuff, and I like getting stuff like that from people I know, and I was like, dude, this is really cool.
This is great
It's
stuff.
excellent.
Look at that. If you go back down to the previous page, Aquaman's face in the last panel. Look at that face.
I know, and now I can see Neil Adams in that influence.
Oh
in that.
yeah,
Yeah, there's a
That's
little Neil, there's a little George Perez, like I think, and then of course Jim Aparo. And I remember in the script, like it just said jellyfish submarines, and I was like, what the hell would that look like? So I think
they look like this.
on another Bros, and I went to the
Right.
library. We didn't have the internet, so I went and I did a bunch of research on jellyfish. So then I was just like, okay, they're transparent. These manhunters can drive them from inside, just like a little cockpit seat and everything. So this was my version of jellyfish subs.
Good color job
Really
too.
cool,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, and one of the things that always bothered me is when they would draw undersea stuff and wouldn't draw bubbles.
Yeah.
And one of the things I liked about Jim Aparo is he always drew bubbles. He always drew atmosphere, like undersea atmosphere, and he always drew fish. So I was like,
Yeah.
those 3 things, I'm gonna make sure I get in there.
And he
Yeah.
had Aquaman always had his hair in the front was long and his hair on the side and the back was short, so that when he'd have the hair whipping, out, so that you knew the water was moving it. I love that.
Exactly. Yeah, and you can see right here, indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we go. Oh no! Jellyfish attack!
They sting.
sting.
Oh,
Aquaman needs to pee on him to get the sting away.
That's a great shot right
It
there.
turns
Art.
into a
Holy
totally
cow.
different comic.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
That's cool.
yeah, I
right
thought that
there.
was like I said, dude. I read this and I was like, this is freaking cool.
Yeah, that's really nice. This is your first?
Yeah, this is my first big. This is like my 3rd pencil job for DC.
Hmm.
So I got to ink it myself. So I thought that was the big. I think that Warlord stuff would have looked better if I could have inked it. Even though I was thrilled to death that Pablo, when I heard that he was going to ink it, he was kind of a guy of note. But I heard that he was kind of hard up for money. This industry is tough, and his wife or somebody was sick. So he and some family members and stuff were just banging out pages, to pay for the doctor and the hospital and all that other stuff. So looking back, I'm like, yeah, you got to do what you got to do. I just wish it wasn't with my pencils, Yeah. So
That's good stuff. That's a great that panel on top too is a really good one. The first panel. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff with the fish. You're drawing fish and coral and
This is super detailed too.
Nice.
So, Art, you started off as a penciler. How come you went to becoming an inker? Why didn't you stay penciling?
I just I was too heart and soul. I didn't really know how to I didn't know how to separate myself from the work. So I was too like focused and I couldn't let it go. So it was harder and harder to make deadlines. So when I was working on Time Masters, I was penciling that. And also the inks were breaking my heart. So I was kind of just losing faith and I just needed to pay the rent. So when that Superman finishes, so it's kind of like a hybrid of inks and pencils. So when that job came along, I took it because I could double my output. You know, I could do 2 of those pages a day, where I could do 1 of these pages a day, pencils, but it was a long ass day. You know what I mean? Like it was 12, 13 hours.
How much was a penciler making compared to like an inker at that time?
I think I was making 65 or 70 something for the pencils on this. And I think I started off as on inks, it was around like 40 or something like that. I don't really remember. It was pretty traumatic. Like the pay is so low.
Yeah. I started off at Marvel in 1990, and I was getting $70 a page for pencils.
And this is putting in your dues, folks. That's what this is called. Paying your dues, man.
Well, this is great, Art, really.
Yeah, it really is, Art. You got a great script to work from, unlike one of our previous bros.
Yeah, it does make a difference. It really does make a difference.
You know what would make that better? It would be 7 panels, I think.
You couldn't tell that.
Go back.
Hey, yeah, let's go back to that Superman. I mean,
there
Aquaman.
We go. Yeah. That's, where's Muhammad Ali?
That's a definite swipe. Yeah, that is a Neil Adams swipe. Yeah, for sure.
Good stuff, man.
But I remember I didn't have reference on whales, and I was like, I want to make these whales look like really menacing. So I had my parents had a tape of Pinocchio. So I remember watching that Monstro stuff over and over again, and then until it was I could just draw it out of memory. And so that's what these were. I do remember looking at that movie for inspiration and reference for that.
It's incredible.
Yeah, good stuff. Real good stuff.
Yeah.
Great storytelling too.
Yeah.
Art wins.
Look at that.
You look like
that,
a
Art.
professional in these
Look
pages.
at that. Good job, bro.
Man,
well, thank you.
Good coloring.
And thank you everyone for joining us for the Professionals.
Don't try to get out of it, Billy. Don't try to get out of it, Billy.
Who's got it? No, I'll show you.
All right,
I
saw where you were going immediately.
Yep.
Billy had a cool hair of the day, though. I mean, you had the badass hair.
What, like, come on, what, like this guy's hair? So I had a professional photo taken.
Boy.
Wizard sent down, or Comic Images sent a professional photographer. No, sent me to a professional photographer because all the photos I sent them sucked, and they were doing trading card set, and they wanted our images for it, a photo. So I sent them like 10 photos. I kept sending photos like, this sucks. And I was mailing them into them because there was no, internet or nothing like that. So they finally like, listen, we called a photographer, go to, I don't know, somewhere in New York City and just sit with him for a minute. So here's me. No, I wish that was me. Again, that's a cool art, Thibert.
Who is that guy?
That guy is awesome, I'll tell you that. Let me share my
It was longer when I was in a band. That was me trying to like be respectful.
Wait, it was longer than that?
And when I was playing in a band, it was a lot longer.
Rock and roll, Art.
Rock and roll.
That was me in my my respectable days.
You try to be respectful. All right, and while I show this photo, I'm going to show my photo. So this is months after she came out. So this is maybe a year after she #1 came out. But I still look the same. It's just it's a professional photo of me. So let me show that, and then I'm going to turn my camera around and show my art because my first book isn't on any of the free comic websites or digital websites or anything like that. So okay, so there's me. That's me when I was young. chicks dug it.
Oh yeah, Billy James Dean Tucci. There he
Yeah,
is.
man. Like
Right.
that's the best picture I ever took in my friggin' life. I'll tell you that. Still to this day.
I'm telling you, you and Dan Fraga going out on the town.
Yeah,
the
Fraga,
way
man.
he-
We would have hooked up with some chicas, right, bro?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's all.
All right, so
Yeah.
I'm going to show you the cover. I'm going to show you the original cover to the book, because I don't have the original edition. I have this version. It's the It was in the Razor Annual #1, and then we'll get into the story of this book right here that they ended up doing a Razor She special. That's not my art.
Okay.
But let me show the cover. So here, where'd the cover go? There we go. So this is the cover by my buddy Mark Sasso. I'm gonna turn my camera off while I do that.
Looks very busy.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
buddy
I thought
Mark
it was.
from college, one of my best friends still to this day. I got the gig, and then I introduced Everett to Mark, and Mark got to paint the cover, and that's he and I on that cover. It says Disaster Masters. That's me and my buddy Mark.
That's cool.
Who's a great painter and stuff. I shared his work on the page. He's the one that does all the metal stuff and everything now.
Yeah.
But let me see if this works. If I can look at my camera, hang on. I guess I'll turn my camera on. All right. So can you guys see my? All right. So I'll go big with mine.
Go full
Yeah, you
screen.
gotta make yourself.
Yep, here we go. All right.
Bigger. Go
Here's
home.
my bell. All right. So here is my first. This is my first work. This is the Razor She special, which came out afterwards, and we'll get into this story. But this is the cover. It's by the publisher. He drew it himself, and this is basically it. So Razor was an independent bad girl type thing.
Yeah.
He did, and it's also the first appearance of Kabuki. So
Crazy.
yeah. So here's, and I have my pencils and stuff here to show. My original. Oh God, it's so bad.
Thank God it's not in a warehouse, Billy.
Dude, it is in a warehouse. You kidding me? Totally in a warehouse. So let me do this. All right. So Razor goes color. So this is 1994. So I did this. I had met him in 93 at the New York show. And then I started drawing this book while I was creating my She comic. And then I feel that I really got far better after this experience of doing this comic. And but and I had an inker. I was not happy with the inker. I felt like he destroyed the book too, not unlike you guys, but not that it was any good to begin with. But he was a brush guy and I was a pen guy. So if I show some of my pencils here, I would get, kind of angular and stuff like that with it.
It's cool that you
All those
still have your-
Nagel influences.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you don't learn a lot about comics in fabric school, Aaron Lopresti.
Yeah, I know.
That's
So
right.
here we go. So here's my opening page of my first thing. Look at this. It's just
Very
Balls
fast.
Design Group. I don't even know where
I know.
got
I was going to
Balls
say that
Design
is
Group.
very. If I didn't know any better, I'd go, "Hey, this guy went to fashion school.
Yeah.
Look at that."
Well, yeah, this
Fabric
is
is
Betty
cool.
Grable.
No, wait. No, I was going to say, did
It's
Debbie
the famous
post for
Betty
that?
Grable.
Yeah, it's the famous Betty.
Yeah,
Grable poster.
she actually did.
Yeah.
She actually did. I had her do the Betty Grable pose. You know the famous Betty Grable pose? I had her
Yeah.
do that.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually Debbie. So I have Everett Hartzell's Razor and Death Watch. Writer, penciler, and finishes William Tucci. Inker Bobby Ray, because I had to go in and I tried to fix a bunch of the faces because they were just awful. And the letterer was Mary Beth Tartaglione. I didn't know Mary Beth lettered this. All
wow.
by hand. I got an original page, so I got to look at that. Yeah.
Is that John Tartaglione's daughter?
Yeah, John's daughter, Mary Beth.
Wow.
So have things like Palillo Lupi. These are my family members in Queens, New York. And it's a typical stupid thing, Oh God, it's awful.
Man, that dude's laying her out. That's
Yeah.
horrible.
Oh yeah, look at these. Look at the
That's
violence.
horrible.
Well, it was for mature
Art's
reading.
like, "Oh my God."
No,
Punch her right in the face,
Look
Andy.
at the violence.
wrong.
Billy.
Yes. Oh yeah, he
Well, the
knocked
book's
her
called Razor.
out clean. Well, Razor he'll get his comeuppance. I assure you. So there we go. I was supposed to get paid $50 a page, which I didn't get paid at all for this. But here she is. Stay away. Yeah, this is Debbie posing. I remember. And then all of a sudden, this guy gets chunked. through the chest with the razor, and there's razor.
Oh shit! There she is.
Yeah,
That's
so
that's pretty hot, dude.
I like
here's
that
the
eye.
pencil.
I like
Yeah,
the eye down there at the bottom of that.
Yes,
yeah,
that's all very image-like, right?
Yeah.
So here's Xeroxes of the pencils. So, and again, I was drawn very angular, and then he was a brush guy, but
Softened it up a bit.
yeah, just
He also changed the lighting and the structure on the leg, which I think yours is way better.
Thank you. You're a good man. You're a good man. Liar, pretty little
Yeah,
liar.
I don't know what that is. Look at the lighting on her leg. Like,
Yeah, I don't either. I don't either, because he's got all this added, which I didn't do. Because I'm like, what is that? If the light is what would that be?
Yeah, it's odd.
Yeah, it's very strange. But yeah,
It's
so
stylistic.
basically just I am Razor. It is I who ensures that they pay for their crimes. I am Razor. She tells the chick to get out of here. She doesn't respond. She only shivers in frozen shock. She can't be older than 18. Now, look at this spit coming out.
She's pissed.
Oh, Lord.
Don't mess with
So I
razor.
did this. I literally drew this. I think it's 12 pages, or let's see how many pages. 18 pages. I had to pencil this in, I'd say, because he needed it, because again, it was going to be for December or whatever, and I had met him, I think, in the spring. So I probably drew this book, these 18 pages, in a month, I guess. And I'd never done any of this before. But so here it is, and there's Razor, and all of a sudden she gets shot. My God.
Wow.
By even more guys. It's that Razor chick. You shot Razor. Oh, that's so bad.
You shot Razor.
Aha. See, bitch. See, you think you can mess with
Whoa.
and that's actually John Tartaglione. That's his, and she catches him right in the giblies, don't she? Look at that right there.
Right in the giblets.
Shunk. But she's so shocked. This guy's crying because he just got his ball shot off,
Yeah.
Oh, that'll
Look
do
at that.
it.
She's climbing to get out of there. Oh my God. So, but at least I was playing with some kind of angles,
Yeah, no, it's great.
No.
More of a storyteller, if you will.
All about having fun.
So she could look at the butt. You got the butt there. Do I have this page? I might have this pencil page. Yeah, here's my pencils for this page. So
Let's see.
here was my pencils. And I like brushing them all. Look, I was listening.
Rush rules, man.
So,
What year was this, Billy?
93.
So I can see some image influence in there. That's
Oh, yeah, totally. Oh, here's the date. Look, 3/1/93. Okay. So I done it in the spring of 93. Oops, see, 3/1. If you can see
March of 93.
March 1st, 1993.
Shit, you were working on that when I was working on Blood Strike 1.
That was drawn sludge.
Yeah, look at that.
That's
so
crazy.
So here's his inks. You've got to be kidding me. But this is also the first appearance of she. So all of a sudden, here they are. They're look at that little mousy there, little rat. Do I have this original page here? Not yet. But she's smiling. She's crazy. Look how crazy she is, guys. She's crazy. She's smiling. She's gone nuts.
Someone's got to stop her.
She's effing crazy. She's effing nuts. So here's so this is the inked page, and this is I did all this work and stuff to make it look like my friend, and then he did that.
Billy, if I would have inked you, I would have showed you more love.
Thank you. Well, this is Marilyn Monroe, that famous Playboy pose of Marilyn Monroe. I use this all
Where
the time.
Marilyn Monroe's cutting that guy's throat.
Yeah, but she's cutting this guy's face off.
Oh my God.
She gets smacked, whacked. He's got a pistol, a 45, and she's like, just do it. Just end it. I can't take it anymore. And then all of a sudden, look, still, instead of doing it when you turn the page.
Oh, look at that.
But yeah, look, so here's the first appearance of she. The character's name is Fran at the moment.
Wait a minute. She saves the lead character?
Yeah, and look, she saves the character. Look, she has a red circle over her eye. I was doing the Zipatone after he inked it and all. I was cutting it and all the different shades of Zipatone used to have.
Who lettered this thing?
Mary Beth Tartaglione.
Oh, that's
she
right,
never let her down. I'm like, Mary Beth, can you let her a comic? She's like, I guess. I'm like, come on, you can do it.
I can try.
Because I'm looking at that balloon on the right hand on the splash page, and she's got one word at the top, and the entire sentence below. It's like it said OI, and then like,
Which one is it? Which page? This one?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I do love games.
OI. It should be OI, and then do love games. You know, so that you have like a stacking, and you can make a circle instead of this hot dog.
But guys, the most important thing is on the beam back there. Clinton sucks.
Clinton sucks. I couldn't stand that son of a bitch. and then look, here it said to be continued.
Hey, the
and it wasn't
right. Comics
no, well,
political.
In the original Razor Annual, that's how it ended. But see, he wrote here. Look, pages 1 to pages 1 to 18. Right. And then it says inks by Bobby Ray 1 to 12, the guy that worked with me, and then Peter Palmiotti, Jimmy Palmiotti's brother, did pages 13 to 18. I wrote an 18-page script, but I didn't draw it. It never got done because he never paid me for the first one, and then I got She, and She took off. But he wanted to capitalize on She, the success of She. So he then reprinted this book as the Razor and She special. This is the platinum edition, by the way.
Oh,
the other one had a really nice cover by Joe Linsner. So then this other artist who no one knows who he is, people are saying it's me. Oh no, I'm sorry, I did do this. This is me.
Look at that booty cake. Look at all of that booty cake.
Yeah, I did do this. So this is definitely me. These are all my friends. My buddies. Another butt. This drawing was the same drawing that became the cover to She #1. I actually drew this first, and look how he inked it. It's just, oh god.
Oh,
I was
wow.
gonna say, it looks familiar. Yeah.
Yeah. So so that's, and I think nope. This is still. I'm sorry. This is still me. Okay. So we go to the story again. It's in a warehouse. Blah blah blah. Again, here's She.
So is this Peter inking now?
This is no, up to 18. Okay. This is where it ends. I'm sorry. So this is actually where it ends. And then another artist takes over, but he never credits the other artist.
Okay.
So here's mine, right? Again, same shot where she's throwing shit and blah, 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 shooting away. I always had fun drawing guns and people shooting and stuff. This guy with the
General Lee.
But these were fun. I could see I felt like I was getting better as I went along, because I was learning, but I'm like, okay, I can start doing this. And I got playing with fun angles and stuff like that. This is Debbie again. This is on the stairs of my apartment. I remember.
You know what? I don't know if it's me, but it looks like the She character's kind of evolving, like the costume and the attitude and everything as the pages go.
Yeah, she loses the circle over her eye. Because I'm like, that's stupid, right? She would have had the red circle. Again, I think I had drawn this, and in the first one, he ended it here, I think. I think he ended it here, right? And then he printed it, but he never paid me. And I had sent him the other pages, and then he just did it without my permission.
Okay, because these ones look like the version now.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Is that Mark Wahlberg down there in the corner?
Yes, 100%. That's Mark Wahlberg.
Marky Mark.
That's my buddy Jay. So here I go, and then it ends here. Oh my God. And that's how it ended. That's how my story ended. And then he had another artist come in. He didn't credit him. And did all this. So here's
why isn't this why isn't this book in the what's going on between her legs right there?
Yeah, I know. What the go back? What the hell?
What is that?
The time of the month. Good Lord.
I did not draw this. So what happened then is here's Razor, whatever. They get.
Why is this not in the price guide, Billy?
This one is in the price guide. It's not in the digital download.
Well, no, I'm looking in the price guide and I can't find Razor She.
If you're looking at the Overstreet price guide?
Yeah, come on, JC. You're in the chat.
It's London Night Studios. It's not by me, so you have to go to London Night Studios, maybe.
I'll take a look.
Anyway, so here is the story. Here was my script that I had written, I think. Yeah, it was. And then he just did it. So he just printed it without me. And then that's when I ended up having to sue him because of this. And I'm like, dude, you're ruining my IP. And then he goes, oh, yeah, well, I got you because in the Razor Annual #1, it says all characters, trademark, and copyright Everett Hartsoe. So I own she. And I'm like, dude, just because you write that in there doesn't mean it's true. I copyrighted that character a year ago. What are you talking about? So Brian Polito got involved, and we end up settling and stuff like that. It worked out very well for me. But hang on, I'm going to shut my camera off for a second. I'll frig it. There you go. Right, boom.
Just swing it around.
There you go.
Look at that face.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Did he just bounce himself?
Yeah,
Knocked
knocked
himself out. I've
There
done
he
that
is.
before.
Wait, nope, he's not back yet.
Now he's
Well,
gonna
hello,
bounce.
guys.
Were you guys
Welcome to
able,
the show.
even though I
There he
shared my screen, were you able to see my art?
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw it all. Yeah.
So what was
Yeah.
that? Was that other thing in the middle of it or something?
I don't know.
What?
No,
What are you
just
talking
when
about?
you booted yourself out.
Oh, okay, cool. Herrenberg, whatever happened to Everett Hartsoe? I don't know. I don't even know if he's still doing comics. I don't.
He's around. I've
Is he?
seen him on. He's on Facebook and.
Oh, all
I've
right.
seen him
Yeah.
around.
You got
I
a
think he
super
lives in
chat,
Vegas.
Billy, by the way.
Oh, we got a super chat. All right. Thank you, Paul Taylor, for that $10 Canadian. Great show, bros. It's interesting to see your early works. I don't know why you were worried to show off this stuff. Looks fine to me. Go Leafs, go. Thank you, Paul Taylor, for that $10 super chat.
Yeah.
Paul's a good fan. He
Paul's
shows up
Paul's
all
a
these-
great,
Paul's great.
a great patron to us all.
He's
Yes,
6'4" too.
Is he
What?
really?
Wow.
Damn.
And a biologist.
Dante.
So,
And a biologist?
He's a big boy.
Here's one of the original pages right here. Look at that.
Oh boy,
That's
that's big
cool.
bucks right there.
Yep,
Oh.
lettering right on the art. Ink by Anywho, so that's that. You know, again, you don't learn much about comics going to fabric school, do you? So that's
No.
my excuse, and I'm
That's
sticking-
right. You
but
do it
you
on
meet
the
a lot
job.
of good-looking women that'll pose for you. So that's something.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
Oh
you
yeah,
got us
Mary,
beat there. That's
and Mary
for
Beth Tartaglione posed too. I think she was Razor and son, and she's gorgeous herself. So
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Hey, did you guys have one of those Polaroid cameras in the day? So when you couldn't find the reference or whatever, that you would snap shots and stuff like that.
Yeah, I got
a whole
some of those left.
Yeah.
Let's see, I got a book.
that
I had
mirror.
2 friends that they were studying acting, and they were perfect, man. I just call them over, hook them up with the 6-pack, and we do the photos. And even in the day, man, Polaroid film, it was like $1 a photo or something. It was
It wasn't
crazy.
cheap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was not
Yeah.
cheap. Look, I got photo reference. I got lots
Oh, you
of
got
photos.
your photos, yeah.
Oh, you saved them all.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
you
look,
could-
yeah.
You could probably sell a book of those. The Tucci reference folder.
The Tucci ref. Yeah, look at that. Let's see.
Yeah, but you had to get it developed though. We
Wow.
were taking
Yeah.
Polaroids
Oh
because
yeah, dude. Yeah, it was.
when
it-
you
it
need
worked.
them, you could take them instantly. You could see it, and you could work things out. I don't think I would have had the patience or the deadline to wait for the film to come back.
Well, they
in
had the
fabric
24
school, you
hours,
gotta
right?
do
Or
the
1 hour.
extra
No, they had 1 hour photo. Remember?
You
Yep,
could be like Norman
Photo mat.
Rockwell and have the development room in your own home.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I had a friend. I should have thought of this. Like he worked at 1 hour, and he used to take high breaks. So he would just leave sometimes for like hours and say, "Art, can you fill in?" It was one of those drive up booths
The
without
machine
air
inside.
Yeah, photo
Yeah,
mat,
Oh
photo
yeah,
mat.
dude.
with the drive
Remember
up.
the Kodak booth?
Oh yeah.
Remember the Kodak booth you drive up to?
Yeah, he'd go out and get high and come back, and
Hey man, if you're sitting in a box all day long, you got to do that.
yeah.
That's true.
I must have had nothing else going on because I sat in for him. I never got paid or anything.
I think we gotta have fun with some
You-
photo reference. If you guys got photos of yourselves posing or your friends, or
Oh.
So I've
Well,
got a
we're
I'm
whole
gonna
box
box
of
them
that,
around
but-
here someplace.
that could
Yeah,
be
I got a
fun.
box
Cheers.
of that somewhere.
I always thought of my career as like my artwork, everything is just disposable. So I never was precious about anything. So everything was just part of the process. And also I moved around a lot when I was young, apartment to apartment. So it was just easier just to get rid of everything. So I didn't have to drag it along. So I don't have a lot of that stuff left.
That's how Billy thought about women, just disposable until he met Deb.
That's right. Hello.
He was like, Dad, I move around a lot. I just get rid of them, dump them on the side of the road. Get
I was
out
a
of here.
Rolling Stone, man. Moss doesn't grow fat on a Rolling Stone.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was so anyway, guy. I was a wanderer. I was like Dion in the Belmonts. But guys, great show. I want to throw a little rant. I mean, I know you got to go. Andy is.
I know, but I got to see this rant, and then I will.
Yeah, all right, I'm gonna share this rant because it's again. Am I crazy? Graham and I were talking about this. Like, are we crazy? But I don't think we are crazy.
We're not crazy. This
no,
guy
we're not.
explains why.
Yep, 100%. Let's see if this is it.
I got to see this.
It's, and I'm like, fucking spot the F on, man. Hang on. Let's share this.
I always admire guys that can articulate that in depth and that long their thoughts so clearly. You know, This guy does a great job.
Yeah, he does. So let us know what you guys think about that. And we'll talk about it for a few minutes and then we'll go. But here we go.
Not just you. You ever feel like you're taking crazy pills? Like the world took off on some weird path down this like cultural upside down where everything you once knew about America has basically been lit in fire and they flush the ashes down the toilet. You ever feel like you're just screaming at your TV because we here in America just invent stupid stuff to be mad about? I'm there. Consider this next few minutes like deeply therapeutic for me, but I just got to get some of this stuff off my chest. And the wokies, if you're hyperventilating, wearing a mask alone in your car on your way to yoga or whatever you do, freak out all you want. I'm done staying silent on all this social justice groupthink. They can call me bigoted or uncultured or whatever other istophobic, phobophobe thing they come with. I'm so far beyond caring about anything these people say. You know what I do care about? That the government knows more about me than I do about them. And they work for me. And I have a Fourth Amendment right, and they apparently don't even care about that. That Congress can sit there and tell me a bold-faced lie all day, but if I lie to them, it's a felony. I don't feel too represented by that. And those same people punting money, saddling my children with debt so they can ship pallets of cash to countries that hate us, some of which turned around and go buy weapons that are used on American service members. Then nothing happens. It's just my take. Any country that can afford to send money from its citizens to other countries is taxing its citizens a little bit too much.
Amen.
Yeah. Yes.
That everything
That's
here,
sure.
people can't afford their mortgages and are having their homes taken away. Meanwhile, squatters are moving in rent-free while the homeowners get arrested for changing their locks. Then I got to listen to KJP go up there and tell me how good the economy is doing. It's not. Stop gaslighting me. Don't talk to me like I'm stupid. I see this with my own two eyes. Look, I pay your salary, lady. And then the salaries of these government employees that on average, by the way, make 40% more than their civilian counterparts. KJP, this woman, for doing nothing well in her entire life, makes $174,000 a year. She hasn't given me one straight answer since she stepped up to that podium. I don't know how long. It seems like 40 years long by the way things are going. Oh, yep. Carl, you seem so... I am angry. I'm really angry. I have had enough of this crap. I feel like a second-class citizen in my own country. While illegal immigrants invading my homeland get handed $1,400 debit cards. You get an iPhone 15 and free hotel rooms. It's like an Oprah scene. You get a car and then you get a car, but we as citizens get nothing. American citizens are on the street because we're getting evicted from our homes because we can't pay our mortgages because we're losing our jobs to some machine that was automated after some bureaucrat decided to raise the minimum wage to $20 an hour. And now companies can't afford to keep people employed. We got 20 veterans a day killing themselves. Others are sleeping on trash bags after fighting a
Wait a minute, pause. Is that right?
22 on average. 22 veterans commit suicide every day.
Holy fuck!
Yep,
that's
to turn the country right.
Sure, fucking is
right back over to the same terrorists we just fought. And then when we get home, we get put on some waiting list while we're trying to get help, while the VA rehires 8,000 incompetent fired employees. And then finally, finally we do get an appointment at our local VA, sometimes it's like 200 miles away from our home. God forbid we need to talk to a shrink because we shot a terrorist and it deeply disturbs us. We're told that by this administration that we can't use the term radical jihadist because it might hurt their feelings. I mean, excuse me for not caring. Uncle Sam can send us 6,000 miles away to shoot these people, but I'm not allowed to come home and call them a mean name. You can get bent.
Right?
This government doesn't want me to use the term radical jihadist, illegal immigrant, or call someone a tranny, but the president of the United States can stand in front of U.S. Marines in Philadelphia and call you and me a threat to America because we voted for the other guy. Illegals are getting fist bumped from border agents while getting waved through the border with like sacks of drugs on their backs that kill Americans, by the way. Yet TSA pats me down, checks my bag, gives me everything but a proctology exam, and makes grandma get out of her wheelchair when we're trying to get on a plane to fly from one American city to another American city. Meanwhile, you got real threats. Girls here in New York getting punched in the face just walking down the street for no reason. What are they doing about it? Nothing. People fighting on subways, and the guy who kicked a cop in the face, that immigrant, that illegal immigrant, they let him walk right out the front door of the courthouse sporting double-barreled middle fingers.
That shit.
And then these deep blue cities wonder why they can't retain their police force. Gee. Instead of dealing with any of that, you throw Daniel Penny in jail for actually protecting innocent people against a crazy guy. Then send up the bat signal, man. This is the inmates running the asylum. My producer was thrown off a bus that she takes lawfully every day because that day the scanner didn't properly read her bus pass. Where she takes this every day, and then she's got to go take a day off, go to court where they said, oh, here's another $100 fine because our equipment didn't work. I mean, why is it that these people who are supposed to be civil servants are increasingly not civil, nor do I feel like they're serving anyone? This makes me want to dump a bunch of tea in the harbor. You wonder where all these people and these crazy ideas come from? I'll tell you. They came from our educational system that prioritizes its own function and structure and dystopian beliefs over actually teaching our kids anything worthwhile. You can't say anything about it either. Otherwise, the FBI is going to come in, the G-Man, and put you on some domestic terrorist watch list. Parents are getting hauled out of school board meetings for reading the very books being provided to our children. Nope, you can't read that here, sir. It's inappropriate for a public forum like an adult school board meeting. Yeah? Then why the hell is it in my second grader's classroom reading, Randy Weingarten?
Yeah, right? About that. How about that?
Yeah,
you know,
right.
and they did that to people in our school too, in our district. They shut them down and shut them down from speaking because here's something, and they're just reading the actual pages that are in the freaking books in the library, in the elementary school and middle school. Fucking bullshit.
I mean, good Lord. If you're as angry at this as I am, good. We're not the crazy ones here. We got tampons in boys' elementary school bathrooms, but don't you dare put a post up on Facebook of that or you'll get banned for something stupid like hate speech. And it's going to be fact-checked by some guy sitting in his mom's basement in a beanbag naked eating Cheetos that thinks men can breastfeed and they have pronouns in their email signature. What the hell happened to this country? There's so many terms now I'm supposed to remember to be sensitive about people. And according to some purple-haired barista, I'm supposed to refer to myself as cisgender rather than just saying I'm normal. Can't say that, or their flesh hoop earrings will combust and I'm supposed to care about their feelings. I don't. And if you don't want to live in the land of make-believe with their random pronouns or stupid weird fetishes, I'm shouted down. I'm doxxed. I'm made out to be the bad guy because this generation is so soft. This generation is so lucky to have never endured a hardship that they think that if you have a difference of opinion, it's considered violence now. I mean, bring back the draft. Let them see what actual violence really is. It give them a little bit of perspective on stuff. We have an entire generation graduating from high school that has never been punched in the face on the playground. And it shows. These people
that's true.
Everything they touch. They never make anything better with their incessant whining. These liberals take over cities and areas like Locust. They legalize drugs. They cheer on lawlessness. And then you can't walk a block without stepping over a homeless man or seeing a heroin needle laying on the ground. And then they cry, why didn't you warn us about that? Well, we tried, but you called us racist. We're rewarding all the wrong things. I mean, and then what's shocking is it's still a 50-50 proposition in this country. This makes me want to stop paying taxes. Oh, I can't do that because they'll throw me in jail. But Democrats can rob stores, break stuff, burn cities to the ground, crash our border, squat in people's homes, jump turnstiles, and assault women in the street. But if I stop paying my taxes, if I stop paying the salaries of those allowing this stupidity, I'll go to jail.
Remember the street? Can you pause it for a
The
minute?
people
Remember
living
the
off
street?
of and taking
like Martin Short got, was it Martin Short that got punched just on a New York city street? He was
Someone
coming out.
like-
No, that was
Rick
that
Moranis.
was the Duke.
Rick
Rick
Moranis.
Moranis.
Yeah.
Oh, Rick Moranis. Yeah, the
Yeah.
guy just comes up, whacks him right in the face, knocks him to the ground, and then Rick being, you know, like a nice guy, is like, no charges, no, let's just forget it happened. I'm like, man, if a random guy come and punch me in the face, I go at the very least, I want to punch you back in the face.
Right. I won't press charges if I can just
they're
hold,
chicken shits. They
stand
won't-
still and let me punch you.
Yeah, just let me punch you, back, and
Yeah,
then
like the guy
Yeah.
Daniel Penny. There's another video of a guy, and thank goodness he had no charges against him. That this dude was menacing people on the subway, and I was going to share that too. And he ends up starting to fight with some guy. The guy's girlfriend or someone ends up stabbing this dude. Then the guy pulls out a gun and wants to kill this woman. The guy gets a gun from him and shoots the bad guy with it. But he's not facing any charges for some sick reason, how that didn't happen. But you get a guy, like he said, that Daniel Penny, the Marine.
Yeah.
You know, with this guy menacing people on the subway, this lunatic, you know, aggressive, dangerous person.
With a rap sheet this long.
Yeah, exactly. And he puts him in restraints, and the guy ends up dying because he's also filled with fucking drugs, right? But he's now fighting for his life for prison, that they have him on murder charges.
Yeah.
Yep.
Only in New York.
Yep, only in
Yep.
New York. Let's wrap
Or
it up.
California.
I'll go to jail. What? The people living off of and taking advantage of the system have more rights than those of us who are actually supporting it and living by its laws. This is insane. I don't even recognize this country anymore. The country that I came back from war and cried when I kissed the ground because I was thankful to be back. Now I'm the one being called crazy for loving what this country once was and hating what it's become. That term, "Make America Great Again," has never been more enduring to me. I'm not a threat to this country. People like you and I at home who are watching this, we're the only thing keeping it intact. I've worked and I've paid taxes and I've had a job since I was in high school. I spent 9 years in the military. I own businesses. I've employed people. I've been an elected member of my town council. I participate in community service. I don't break any laws. Yet I'm being told by some doddering old man that happens to live at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue that I'm a threat to democracy. And I got 2 words for that I'm not allowed to say on TV. Folks, it's time to get loud. Can't stay silent on this anymore.
Here.
There it is.
You're fucking here, man.
All right, man. I'm going to bounce because I got to head on over.
Make that money.
But that was great. That dude was totally on point on everything he said.
Yep.
So
Sure.
Have a good show, Andy.
All right, Andy.
thanks, guys.
Yep.
Good
See you,
night,
bud.
everyone.
See you, bro.
Bye bye,
Yeah,
everybody.
easy,
Go
Andy.
get Cordrath, The Awakening. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, we always got some campaigns, so or just something you want to share. Anyone wants to share things, Fraga, before we say goodbye, before we bid all of our friends out there adieu, the 406.
Well, I just want to say thank you to everybody watching and you know, supporting us. I mean, that when you look at everything we showed, that, you know, 6 bros over 30 years will add art to bear in there, and you know, we're probably like 200 years worth of well, I know Graham too. I don't mess with Graham. I don't mess with Graham. But yeah, no, it's really just amazing to be here, and thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, and there is hope for everyone out there. But though some of our bros were incredibly exceptional with their work, I don't know if I believe that was their first work. To be honest with you,
I know. I'm.
I thought everybody's first work looked really good.
Yeah.
I love seeing stuff like that. I love seeing old work, first time work. And it was a nice little trip down memory lane.
So it doesn't really matter how we feel about it. It got us our second job. So the way I always get your first job is you get the second job gets the third job, and so on and so forth. So the key always is just keep working. And
keep building.
We've all proven that, you know.
But good stuff. Aaron,
Thank
anything
you.
you want to share? Holy shit.
Just Kit Carter Planet Doom. I'm on page 45, so we're out of 64, so we're getting there.
45.
If you haven't backed it, please do. I just had a conversation with Kelsey on the colors this morning and saw a bunch of stuff that's almost finished and looks really cool. So
I'll bet it does.
I bet it does too.
He's really fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kelsey's amazing.
It's looking great, man.
thank you, sir.
Okay, Graham.
I just want to thank everybody for all their support and all the Compass Comics projects, and to let them know that the most complicated fulfillment and largest campaign, Ghost of Metacum Baki, is fulfilled as of today. Julie,
Oh, awesome.
the last
Congrats, man.
packages
Nice.
went out today, and that woman worked hard, and she was enjoying some of the wine that some of those people had bought her on the campaign. So she's getting some of that down in her tonight. So if you haven't gotten you should, everybody should either have gotten their packages or gotten their tracking numbers as of today. So I just want to let everybody know that, and thank them for supporting that project and all the Compass Comics projects that we've been working on. So thank you.
Great job. Great.
Great.
Art.
Yeah,
Art, what are we doing?
Black and White is in fulfillment. We're about 400 books away from completion. So if you have back and don't have your books yet, just be a little patient, because in the next couple weeks, they will be going out. And just like Julie, Pamela is killing herself getting this stuff done. We all married good women, good hardworking women. And Pamela is to thank for all these books going out. Can I share something, Billy?
Of course, brother.
Share it, bro. Share it.
All right. Hopefully you can see this.
Oh yeah,
that is killer, dude.
Yeah, so
Holy
this is
shit, Art. That came out amazing, man.
It's nice.
Right.
So this is what you can expect for the next installment of Black and White. So this is Juju. She is the big bad for the next storyline. The storyline is going to be called Sins of the Father. I am writing it right now with Aaron Sparrow, and we are killing it with the story. So this was a commission, and I thought I'd take a little bit of liberties and do a character redesign with this commission, and I'll probably use this for something else in the future. So I really, really did enjoy drawing this character. This is a redesign from the '95 ongoing Black and White, or codename Black and White. So if you guys pick that up, you'll know who Juju is, and that this is a reimagining or redesign of that character. So I want to thank everybody.
Yeah, and I want to just put that back up real quick, because I want to put it out there for everyone in the chat. For that, I know she's a big baddie and she's evil and she will suck your soul right out of your body. But if anybody would join old Bill Tucci, and I'd say it's a wood. So if it's a one, hit 1 for wood, hit 2 for would not. But I'm going
Would
one.
not.
I'm saying no,
not,
dude.
buddy.
The venom of my woman would make it not worth it.
But I want to thank the bros too, because you guys helped me, especially Andy, with the leg, and I think Dan chimed in. You guys all probably chimed in and helped me with this figure, so I do appreciate that. One of the cool things about the bros is behind the scenes. Like if there's a snag or there's a problem, sometimes we'll throw things in the green room and get some feedback. So I always appreciate it. I feel like I'm the guy that has the least experience as penciler, so I always appreciate you guys' input and help. So also Black and White, thank you guys for backing, and next week we're going to be doing a big closeout on Ethan's channel on the Kings. We're going to do a closeout for Black and White Man versus Machine Volume 2 Electric Boogaloo. So thanks for backing, and thanks for hanging with us.
Excellent.
I love that Art is not, he's humble enough to ask all these younger artists around here to help him out. So he doesn't let his age, like, say, hey, I know everything. I'll talk to you younger guys to get some help. So.
I just want my bottom line always is just to make the thing the best it can. And so if that works, then that's what
Aaron, I have to say, what are the odds he's going to find an older artist to help him?
Well, that's true. He doesn't have a lot of options. So Graham is being suspiciously quiet.
Very, very quiet. Yeah.
Who's got the bros? Who's got the bros next?
I believe I do.
All right.
Daniel.
No idea what to talk about, but we'll come up with something fun.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining because I was kind of curious to see everyone else's ideas, but sadly, their first work was not half as bad as mine. So now I'm depressed.
Not true.
But no,
not true.
Seriously, thank you guys.
There's no looking back, baby.
No looking back. Just always moving
All
forward. Thank you guys. The 30th anniversary original art edition fulfillment has begun. First slew of books are going out this week, the end of this week. So thank you guys for all your support. And we'll see you guys soon. We'll see you all in the Kings. We got some Wednesday shows coming up from 3 of our chaps right here, right?
That's right.
Great
the landing party.
Star Trek
and Greybeards tomorrow.
And then Pontificators tomorrow night as well.
Yeah, and I will be back for Thursday Night Live with Billy Tucci, and I believe I'm going to do a walkthrough of She #1. I'm going to do page by page and go through the entire issue of She #1 for our 30th anniversary.
Like
so
a
thank you
director's
guys.
commentary. That's
everyone, that's some commentary. If you guys want to join too, I'll send the link out, and we can all make fun of me. But thank everyone for joining us, and I'm going to say sayonara. Thanks, everybody. Rock, please hit the like button. Guys. Bye-bye, Errol.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on Pop XP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the Pop XP and over on Instagram at the Pop XP. Thanks again everyone, and we'll see you soon.